could end up with a lot of bennies.
Challenge.
A challenge. Apart from them, when I said it then, because that doesn't count as an example.
How much good fit have we got in our stores?
Okay,
They said,
You led him down a garden path there, didn't you?
I didn't say, did I? Did I say? No! Oh, damn it. Okay. Oh, this is going to be... He's going to end up like immortal by the end.
You're going to have to reduce the bennies as well, because I think I've started off with the same 6 I ended with last week.
Ha, yes, good point.
Oh, we need our new cards, don't we? Exciting.
Oh, and you're also going to have to remind me, what's the Twitch stream called? Savage something, wasn't it?
Savage Tales. I'll do a link to it, actually. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, they can at least
I can see Savage Expedition Session 1.
It should be live with Session 2.
I can see Savage Expedition Session 1. Yep, I'm muting that because I can still get that. It's the annoying thing. It's like, I can hear myself talking. Yep, I'm muting that because I can still get that. It's the annoying thing. It's like,
Yeah, I was getting a really bad echo off it as well. That's not good. I had all of like 5 people watching the game the other day.
Probably most of it is us.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, while we were on stream, people heckling and things.
Oh, right, okay.
Anyway.
well, one of them was Alexander,
What's that
because he
doing?
told us.
Damn it.
I think he watched the recording. I'm not sure he was on the right time zone and watched us from Peru. Cool, and back down to 3 bennies, and I get a useful adventure card as well.
And the Doctor automatically gets 4 bennies for being lucky.
Yay! Yep. Oh yeah. It's like a bad penny.
Just a query, where did you get all the additional pictures for your adventure cards? Because they're not all the original ones, are they?
Oh no, I've made it's a custom made deck, which I did. I just got them all off the internet, various places. So it's like a fantasy themed deck. Damn it, I said again. And
No, we didn't.
You didn't hear
your
it.
own benny.
You
No,
didn't hear
you don't get GM bennies for catching yourself.
Yeah.
I get ready catching myself. That's it.
I did notice one of the pictures I've got, one of my cards, is Lara Croft in one of the games you play.
It is, yes. I'm still looking at some of them. I might redo them because there's like 50 odd cards, and each card you need to put it in about 4 different places. So it was like hundreds of images I was doing at the time. It took me like nearly all weekend to do it. So
that's why I'm desperately hoping they do the Torg deck when it comes out themselves, because there's like 80 cards, and they've already hit the stretch goal where every single card, even if there's multiples of the same card, has different art.
Wow.
I've only got 1 adventure card. I'm supposed to have 2.
No, you got adventure card.
Well, you get 2 as well, don't you?
No. Oh yes, good point. Well reminded.
Yeah.
You get a free
Don't
one.
get at me.
Yeah.
I can use 2, but you get 2.
I can only use 1
Oh,
because I have a villain. I have a nemesis out there.
Dun dun dun.
I have the enemy adventure card. Outstanding.
and the Doctor's got the best card in the game. Well, one
What's
of.
that? What?
Drop it in the chat box and you'll see.
This cottage and drop 2 cards. Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
if,
don't
you,
let us see it.
if you drop it in the chat box, it should just automatically deal you 2 new cards.
Okay, I'm struggling to see that.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. I was trying to put it into the bit where you actually type.
Yeah, I like
not
that
in
one.
the window. So music is 2 adventure cards. Delta Doctor there. Oh, hey, I've got 3.
You can still only play 1, well 2 in your case.
Oh, cool.
But we can discuss what cards we have and switch them around. I think I have a card that a certain young guardsman would like to have if his character's penchant for wealth is the same as in other characters he's played in
Nope.
various games.
Well, this character's younger.
That's good. I'll keep it, and I'll just increase the coffers. That's the point. Obviously, there's no way that we are going to have, or that Johan is going to be able to have, essentially a huge stash of cash on the boat. Obviously, we've described the strongbox that's in his quarters that does have what funds that we can blag. But I was thinking about having like expensive goods in there as well, so like jewels and jewelry as well as
Gifts.
just coinage. Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, gifts. Not necessarily all like pointless and useless. Some are actually valuable. You don't assume that every single native you meet is going to get overcome with lust over pearls and that sort of thing, or beads.
Okay, I've put, say 10 gifts on that. Was that?
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
So anything else you come up with during play, particularly as we're still on the Bretonnian coast, we can just place it on there.
Oh, I see you put it in now, grog. I just saw grog. I didn't see it earlier.
Grog's
Now,
important.
I like the galleon map, but I also do like the BMF-18, the galleon.
I think I slightly prefer the BFF-MF one. But
Is that because it was your one?
I'm not the
no,
captain.
that's not mine. I didn't.
Oh.
That's not the one I showed.
Okay.
I wasn't the captain, but you're the one paying for it and buying it.
Oh,
I mean, they're both going to need some conversion regardless, because there isn't appropriate quarters for all the player characters.
There's quite a lot on the.
There's a lot of
Level 3 has quite a few.
That's all the crew quarters. That's the hammocks all there.
You've got several rooms. You've got 3 to the back, 4 at the front. And up top deck. Main
Yeah,
deck.
but there's 3 to the back. I think one of them is. Yeah, the 2 toward the back. There's one with beds, but the other 2 are storage, I think.
There's 26 hammocks.
But there's 4 across. If you assume the hammocks are doubled up, so there'll be somebody sat in the bottom hammock and somebody in the top hammock.
Well, I think there would be half of them be working and the other half would be sleeping, and then they switch over, or there's 3. Like the way I did the watch, there was 3 different rotations, maybe.
Yeah, but normally
there
that wouldn't be a
sleeping,
50-50. There'll generally be a smaller crew.
Oh no, what I'm saying
I
is,
believe. But you're right.
a third
there
of
would be
them would be sleeping, a third would be eating, and a third would be working.
User
That's what I think was the best way of doing it.
But we need to make sure that Kerry's character gets the worst crew bunk.
Hello. The bilge deck.
Oh, hello, Kerry.
Oh, hi, Carrie. Didn't notice you.
Hi, Kerry.
I look up from my private cabin, and I'm glad that I got here first.
When you log in, I think you have to pick a ship. And there's also a bet going on. Every time Skellen says you tell them, and if you win a Benny.
But
Because he
not if
doesn't
I
want to
catch
say
myself.
too much.
I tricked them already.
How are your kittens? Must be okay.
They're cute. Yeah.
Good.
They've had a stay of execution from having their testicles removed.
That didn't sound like a kitten in the background.
Nope.
Yeah, the kitten wasn't so happy about it.
Wait. No. Sorry I'm late.
Oh no, you're alright, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm warming to BF-18.
Let's usually get the pick, it's not me, so. It makes it fair, so if 2 of you go for different ships, the third person can
You
pick.
got your ships. You got the captain's table, room for
Yep.
the captain's table, and 2 assistants either side, plus your main big bit. Then you got the front part on the captain's quarters.
I'm thinking
Could be
we did the
doctor's
captain.
quarter.
I think the captain. We'll have it that the captain is in the captain's office on the top. That way, Johan can have the big bedroom underneath. How'd you get down? I can't work out where the
In the middle, right in the centre.
It's only in the middle, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other bits
Just
take us
two.
up to the top deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the captain probably has one of the two bedrooms to the south of the ready room. Assuming that each of those is a potential bedroom.
They both have beds in.
You can customise it however you want. I can add walls and things if
There's
need.
There's 4 bedrooms. There's 5 bedrooms on the crew deck. Closed in.
Yeah, I'll take the big one at the back of the ship. The stern.
Is that not the captain's?
Or is that the prow? No, we think the captain's quarters are up to, because it actually says captain's quarters on level 2.
Oh, of course.
I'm assuming one of the 2 small rooms to the south of the dining room is actually the captain's bedroom.
Okay, I didn't see those 2 bedrooms.
Yeah. Or possibly
I
he
thought
just
that
has
was
a
a big
bed
double
within.
bed.
There's another bedroom up
That's a
top
big
as well,
double
at
bed,
the
isn't it,
far
on his?
front. That's a weird ship, though.
Well, that would be like the
The doctor's.
quartermaster or the doctor or something like that. Could be, yeah.
Yeah, there's a table in there.
I presume one of these. We'll have to work out where the guns go. So I think probably one of these rooms on the crew quarters maybe would be the magazine for the ship, or perhaps this is the magazine. Maybe.
Magazine will normally be higher to avoid. So probably the magazine's probably the store at the front as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, next to the doctor's quarters. I'm going to keep calling it the doctor's quarters until you let me have it.
It could be that the guns are just on the level 2 deck, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, the captain's deck.
Or the main deck's one above, isn't it? So, so the main deck is the outside bits. It's the same central area. Yep.
Nope.
So,
Have all of you picked then that one then? Is that what you're picking?
yeah, I think we should.
Certainly your call. Also,
I always do that wrong. I don't know why. It's counterintuitive for me to draw an arrow that points in the direction that you're drawing.
why do you normally draw them backwards?
Well, I was looking the other day because the arrow ends up pointing. Because I always think I'll start at the pointed arrow and drag outwards, but then you drag in the direction of the arrow.
Damn it, that's not an arrow.
Look, that is now pointing in the right direction.
Oh yeah, I see. Right, I have to wipe my one side because my experiment didn't work with rubber.
So yeah, that's Johann's quarters.
Excellent.
Where's the rubber?
I think also the cargo deck at the bottom, there's some scope for including other rooms down there if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think so. Be a bit damper, but depends if the ship gets punctured at any point. It's bound to. You can't avoid it not.
And you will note I was asking carefully where the magazine was.
Not by the doctor's quarter.
Yep, it's right next to where you sleep.
I heard him say that too.
It's alright, Helga's down in the cargo deck.
So, if I put some tokens on, you can all mark out where your rooms are, I guess.
Cool.
Where is it normally? Looking to where it classically is, where the magazine classically is.
You're huge, almost.
It's always, as far as I know, it's never ever in the middle of the ship where the cannons are. Because that's where everyone shoots their things and it all goes into the center. It's usually lower down under the water because it's harder to hit.
Yeah, on modern ones it would appear to be that. They've even got little like ammunition supply routes.
Need to get the scale right. There we go.
A warship's magazine. Historically, when artillery was fired with gunpowder, a warship's magazines were built below the waterline. Especially since the magazine could then be readily flooded in case of fire or other dangerous emergencies on board ship. So it would be somewhere on the cargo deck.
Makes sense.
Probably at the. I don't know if the front of the ship would be good.
Okay, I've picked my room.
No, wrong room. That's my room. I've already claimed it.
Didn't pick it. Your character isn't there.
What if we all bunk in his room?
It's probably room. We could do.
Look at the doctor's pick in the captain's room.
I can't see anyone else's
Well,
tokens.
I need to be able to cook.
Are you looking at the BMF 18, the Galleon VTT?
Or the other one.
Oh, one.
Is it the other one?
That's why. You're going to say you prefer that galleon one now, the other one.
The one that Gaz shared would still be on the table, but I thought it looked like it might be a bit small.
No, this one looks good. I like this one.
Cool. You could go with a smaller crew, but I think it gives us more potential for intrigue.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigans.
Oh yeah, Kerry, go to the party sheet. And when you get there, click on the other tab.
Carrie's in the water.
Man overboard.
No!
And then?
And then, well, you see on the. Are you on the other tab?
Yeah.
Scroll down.
All your crew is on there.
Oh, cool.
And they'll be able to gain exp and things as we go along.
We have a halfling chef.
And I'll develop them more as they continue. And also, I was giving some thought about the various missions I was going to give you, like side quests and things as we're travelling. Giving it to you at the start, it'd be pretty hard and probably boring because you'd have basically a big queue of people outside your door with, with things to do. I was initially going to do something like that, but I thought it might be a bit dull really. So what I'm thinking of doing is having like flashback scenes as we go along. So in various areas, cool. I'll do a flashback of somebody who spoke to you about something in this area, and then you can choose to investigate it or not. I think it makes it a bit more flexible and probably more fun.
Because we can have the little documents that we took notes of, and this sort of like, what are we going to do today? And you reach up to the shelf. What's this one? I can't remember. Flashback.
Yeah, we can do that as well. That's cool.
It's very Family Guy / The Simpsons.
That's it. That's what I'm aiming for.
Remember the time when?
Yes, this is it.
Can I ask a question about the...
Yes, Helga is sharing.
the crew. They've got a little icon next to them, a yellow little icon sort of thing.
That's neutral.
They're neutral.
Some have got green.
They're friendly.
So they are intended that some are friendly to start off with, and some are
not necessarily
not
friendly.
as friendly. Are any of them red? Have you been through everyone?
How comes the captain's only neutral?
No, I'll put him to red 1 second. He likes
red, green. That's better.
green. That's it.
Of all my Marines,
the Marines
Damien
don't particularly like us.
Damien, no, not
choice
Damien. Gallios likes us.
Gallois Lamy.
He's French. He is Bretonnian.
That's because we're going to Bretonnia. That's why he likes us.
Brittany.
Captain likes us.
So, if we're ready to begin.
Yes, I'm ready.
The tale today will start in Marienburg. It's set a few months after the events of the party last time. The horrors of the party, the attack by some mysterious assailants, is largely been smoothed over and forgotten. However, you are aware that there is certainly a group of people who are out to get you and mean you harm, as they were trying to blow up the party. However, It is a nice and sunny spring morning in the city of Marienburg, and you are on the docks in your ship, which was called the. Damn.
I think it was going to be called. Yeah, you had a slightly different one.
Pray me.
Called, yeah.
Well,
which meant the reward or something like that rather than the bounty, but I think it worked.
Well, the ship has been. That was what it was called. The ship that you got, you knew that you'd need to refit it extensively anyway for making it fit for the purpose of going around the world. You couldn't just use it sort of off the shelf. So you can also get the papers changed and rename it as well at this point if you want. So you could either keep the name or you can give it your own name.
Did we not give it a name last week?
Esmeralda's Bounty, I like that. Johan.
Hang on, no, Griselda. Sorry, I forgot my wife's name.
I get you, it's okay. Griselda's Bounty.
I thought I named it last week the ship that doesn't sink. Oh no, the ship that may sink, and we may all drown.
You can refer to it as that, but it's registered as the Griselda's Bounty.
I'm not calling it the Titanic.
Oh, and also, just because it's absolutely cheesy and completely cliched, I'll have had a sculptor. It's been a few months, yeah?
Yes.
I'll have had a sculptor commissioned to carve the figurehead.
In the likeness of your wife.
Yes.
Fantastic.
But demurely covered.
Fantastic, okay. Actually, I've just remembered a snippet of Warhammer lore, which I'm not saying, don't do it, but make me it'd be a common knowledge roll, I guess, or you could do a knowledge religion roll if you had it.
Hang on. I might have an appropriate one. I've got common knowledge of the old world as well, if I could.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get slightly broader knowledge.
Is this anything
not particularly well here? I don't like not knowing things. I'm going to spend a penny.
Okay.
I'm going to reroll common knowledge, the Empire.
Is it something I'm interested in, or is it just about the ship? If it's
that was better.
If it's a ship, I don't need to know.
It's about the ship, really.
Okay, don't care.
And Johan now knows. It's a funny quirk of Manan, the strictures of Manan. Not worshipped by all the followers, but some of them. It's to do with women on board ships. It's generally held that women are bad luck. To have a woman on board is bad luck. However, there's an exception to this rule, and that's that if the woman is naked, then it is good luck because a naked woman calms the waves, and this is why the figureheads obviously often show busts to calm the waves in front of the ship.
Now, I'm gonna. Okay, the others might be able to. That depends how superstitious they are. But I'm going to invoke one of my hindrances to tone down the nakedness because he is puritanical. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's a good thing. If he tells me this, I say it's a good thing because I'm not going near Helga. No.
But that is it's a superstition, basically a sailor superstition. It is actually, I think, somewhere in the religion.
I'll consult the captain to see what his idea is on this. What's the captain's opinion? Is he a superstitious? Is it going to cause the crew grief?
Sealman, he tugs on his beard a little as he looks at you and says, well, I'm a pragmatic man. I don't believe in such things. We carve our own fates on this world. The crew, however, can get superstitious. They tend, in my experience, to get more superstitious the more bad things are happening, where they look for something to blame.
Well, I would not wish them to be blaming Griselda for any of their woes. I shall have a word with the artist to see if we cannot come to some compromise.
Of course, I don't think it's a giant risk, but it is there.
It's a fortuitous means to start a voyage. I shall speak with my wife as well, see what her opinion is on the matter.
I think the artist should make a roll to see how much of a likeness it is.
Oh, I'm making sure I pay for a decent artist, so yeah, I think we should. If it doesn't look particularly like Griselda, I might not be that bothered. Essentially, what Johan is going with is some sort of compromise where she is clothed, but if you imagine, you're probably wearing sort of a white blouse, and it's constantly in the wet, so possibly something that's quite clingy.
That sounds good, Griselda. Oh, I shall say, Johan, my love, that is such a nice gesture to think that I would be at the front of the ship, even though I cannot be there in person.
And that way, my dear, you would be with
spirit.
us. Oh, by the way, is she gaining weight?
Oh, do you know, yes, she is.
In your face, mother-in-law.
Before,
or not really.
Before you leave, she will indeed announce that her suspicions that she may well be pregnant. And she hopes that will give you incentive to ensure that you return to us.
Now, if he had more than a D4 strength, he would have picked her up on the dock and spun her around, but he doesn't, so it will just be a case of an embrace, possibly quite a chaste embrace.
Well, yeah, okay, you do that, and there's quite a gathering now on the docks because a lot of the family and friends of the many people that are going on this voyage are gathered there to see off the heroes, the intrepid explorers, before they set off around the world.
Do we have to make a roll for the artist to see how good the figurehead is?
No, I think if you've got a good artist and enough time, you'll be able to get a good... We can if you want, but I'm happy for it just to be a good
Just
piece
one
of art.
thing, obviously, she posed for the carving of the head, but I wouldn't have allowed him to carve her body, so he's had to use artistic license on the body, which means anything at all, as far as that is concerned, could have taken place.
It's okay, I use Helga for the body.
Helga the shot putter.
Yep. That's the only other female member of the crew we've got, so...
I'll put a note on the ship to say that we have a figurehead now of Griselda, a very cunning and good one, which will probably satisfy everybody, the modesty and the crew as well. She is a good-looking woman, your wife, so I'm sure that'll be enough to calm the way.
The figurehead's probably a bit more buxom than she is, though. As is the, I believe, I understand that is the style for watery maidens.
Indeed. I'm wondering if that the figurehead actually has any sort of real life relevance as well. I read it in the Warhammer reboot book. Anyway. So you all assemble, and as the crew is making its way up the gangplanks, you are rather pleased to note that you've got many varied different people as you're looking and they're sort of signing onto the ship as they come aboard. There's an array of different names there. You have crewmen which come from Talia, Bretonnia, some from the Wasteland, some from the Empire, some from Kislev. It seems that in a way you have a representation of all the different nations of the old world which are setting out with you on aboard this vessel. You even have a halfling and a dwarf. The only thing missing at this stage anyway is an elf aboard your ship.
But we can pick one of those up when we visit Ulthuan.
You could indeed.
Do they all speak Reichsspiel? I hope so.
It does not matter, Marcus. I have made absolutely certain that I speak the regional dialect of each and every one of our crew. So there should be no communication problems.
Well, if I'm going to speak to one of my Marines and they don't understand me, it's like going to be... I can't just run over the ship and say, hey, give me this guy orders.
Well, hopefully you've ensured that when you interviewed each of the Marines personally.
I did, yes. And I edge away. And close the door.
And with everybody assembled on the ship, I've shared a map with you. Hopefully, have I shared it? Yeah, of the coastline between Marienburg and Cologne. Or this should make up the sort of first leg of the journey that you're going on. It's probably about 3 days because the ship you can travel sort of quite fast. Is there anything else you wish to do in Marienburg before you set off finally on your journey?
I wish to check the ship. I'm assuming it's been sabotaged.
Alright, make me a... have a look at the skill.
Just
Are you suspecting the foul crayon at work?
Anyone, the people who tried to kill us, for one.
The doctor's paranoid, and I...
Just looking for the right...
I'm the
skill reel.
doctor, I'm not paranoid.
Search?
Yeah, I was about to say search, wouldn't it?
Search. Yeah, excellent. Search.
You're saying you don't think the crew likes you?
That wasn't meant to be said out loud. Sorry.
Okay, Malagorn, you will set out around the ship, inspecting it, particularly looking at places where you think sabotage could have occurred. You'll check the hull and check various boxes and things around the place. It's quite full at the moment because you're carrying a lot of supplies and the like. So you can't check absolutely everything, but with that as a good roll, and you think you've covered certainly the most vulnerable areas of the ship, and you're happy that it doesn't appear to be sabotaged at the moment.
This makes me suspicious.
Well, you never know, one of the crew people could be. They'll do it later on, not here because we can repair, they'll do it out in the sea.
Skellen, considering it's Warhammer and we're coming from Reichland, can at least one of the crew member have had a previous career, the trappings of which include a small vicious dog?
No dogs and ship.
Which career was it?
Rat catcher.
Yes, certainly.
Because I think having a ratter on the ship might actually be useful. And we have
Okay.
ship's dogs that way as well.
Which crewman would you like to be?
Ooh,
The halfling shelf.
The one that likes us.
He cooks us ratatouille.
What about one of the officers? They're probably one
Keith
of the people
Bravenboar. Does that sound like a Reichland name? Keith Bravenboar? Can't be
Keith-
Vincent
Oh,
de
he's
Malconquet.
Wastelander, I think. He's
Okay. Isaac Mittermeier?
sure. I'll just make a note on him. We can tailor the crew as you go along because you will have had months of preparation to get crew for various positions you want, so I'm happy to sort of do that with you.
If we are going with that, there is obviously one more important crew member to worry about.
Okay, what else would you like?
No, with him. What's his dog's name?
I need to put the dog on. Okay, one sec.
I quite like the word named Ratter.
Or just calling him Ratter.
Yeah.
Pardon me, sorry about that.
No, a question for you. Do NPCs not get armor? Or is that just something different than what I think it is?
Sailors don't usually go for it.
I meant the Marines.
Just check the marine. They don't start equipped with it.
Yeah, I don't think they would, because anything on boat, if you fall off with when you're armoured, obviously you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, I was thinking more leather than metal.
You can equip them with it if you wish. It will perhaps hamper the swimming.
Okay, I'll leave it off then, since the boss told me to.
I don't know, it's usually your marines, I think, aren't
He was talking to me.
they? Oh, sorry. I'm not the boss, I've got absolutely no control over what's going on here.
Does the doctor need anything else?
I think during the time you bought me a new bag of tricks, didn't you?
Slightly sharper knives, I think, was the important thing.
Yeah.
With less rust.
So,
Not that they're going to stay that way, considering the state of the rest of your equipment, I'm sure.
No.
Have you still got the cleaver?
I have still got the cleaver. Somewhere on my inventory, in my weapons. Yep, there it is.
It suits.
Did you learn to use it?
I need to give it a name. Yeah, I have learned to cleave it. Have you learned to use it yet? That was a baptism of fire with my cleaver.
Yeah, I think everything's fine.
I feel like when we're launching, we're going things like, Mr. Groan, is everything shipshape and ready to go?
You have to call each other by miss.
How many crossbow bolts would be reasonable number to actually take for one person?
If you can't make them, take as much as you can, because you have to
But-
use the boat to refill.
I know I don't want to suddenly turn up with like 1,000
Oh no,
crossbow
use
bolts
the
so I
boat.
can use whatever on.
Use the boat to store them, but carry like 20 on you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, don't think of reasonable personal quantities, because you're going to need for a long voyage. You will be able to restock at certain places, but
It's a
if you
big
want
ship.
100 in a crate in the hold,
That's definitely acceptable.
oh, now, did you guys brief Johan on what occurred at the party?
I would have.
In what
I would have
detail?
said. I would have said the doctor ran off chasing a waiter, and then suddenly we found all these dead corpses, and then we had to defend ourselves. The doctor was very surprisingly skilled with the cleaver.
With regard the individuals, there's a bit of a flashback here. With regard the miscreants, were there any identifying features we could use to ensure that we spot them if we encounter them in the future?
They knew your name.
That's not a feature, that's knowledge.
They did. I saw one with a snake with legs tattoos on its arms. I don't know what you call it. Like a snake with legs.
Lizard?
Is that what the? Yeah, I don't know.
Some kind of lizard. So just because Malagaunt's caution is normally well placed, perhaps we should ensure that we double check. I mean, I know that sailors are a pretty tattoo lot, but we should be on the lookout for that particular kind of sigil. It's a shame I had to attend to my wife's safety rather than accompany you all into the kitchen for the fight. But, well, once she's safely on shore and we're on the continuing voyage, that won't be a concern.
When Marcus mentioned that I was surprisingly good with the cleaver, and I do point it into his face and say, "Yeah, and don't forget that next time you try and shove me in any clean water."
Now, chaps, we're going to be surrounded by relatively clean water for quite some time. Don't think there's going to be the quantity aboard ship for luxuries such as personal bathing in fresh water.
Oh, there would be fresh water. But it'd be
Smile. No other ones.
Don't you bath in my water.
Oh, Pete. Chucking that water overboard.
But we have to drink it. It's our drinking water.
I've got grog. Don't need anything else.
And I understand that traditionally, at some point in the voyage, while I consider it to be a disgusting prospect, that well, if we don't stock potentially the right amount, we may end up drinking urine. I understand that is a tradition in long voyages that I hope to avoid.
I've never heard of this tradition, and I don't like it.
It is not, there's lots of things you read about in various maritime documentation. Lots of it is somewhat unsavoury, which we will be endeavouring to avoid.
Seaman smiles at your landlubbers. It is something that you will do, trust me, if you are thirsty enough.
Well, Mr. Sealman, in myself and Malagaunt here, I am sure you will find no two better scientific minds aboard ship, and I doubt that before this time you have ever sailed with enlightened gentlemen as ourselves. I am sure we can come up with some other way to extend the water supplies rather than, well, reducing ourselves to the practices of savages.
Indeed, I'm grateful that you're here and looking forward to it. I'm sure there's much we could teach each other. Perhaps I could also teach you more in the ways of captaining a ship.
Indeed, I am a keen amateur cartographer, have been since I was a young boy, and my recent studies in the sciences of navigation have progressed apace. I find there is little else I can learn from books, so the opportunity to learn from a seasoned old sea dog as yourself, Captain Sealman, I am looking forward to greatly.
I'll be sure to teach you what I can. I've no doubt it will become useful.
Well, gentlemen, is there any other preparation any of you need to do? Else I fear the sea is calling to us.
Come on,
Well.
let's get on with it.
And with that,
I think we're as prepared as we can be.
you cast off the rope, and the wind takes your sail, and you begin heading out of the muddy waters around Marienburg and into the churning blue sea of the Manans Port Sea.
I will.
User in your channel.
Oh, hang on. We lost a few people.
I'm still here.
No,
I'm back.
apparently we didn't. We
Yeah,
back
I
in.
disconnect.
I will spend the first moments of the voyage probably recklessly stood at the prow. No, what's the bit at the front? That is the prow, isn't it? The
Yeah.
sterns at the back. Like thrusting a hand forward towards the horizon and every so often turning back and waving back at the docks.
The people.
Showboating a little bit.
Excellent.
Do we have to take any vigor check? Because it's my first time on a boat.
Sure, yes.
Hopefully not 30 yards out of port, but at some point I'm sure that will be the case, yes.
It's okay. I'm okay.
There will be some seasickness things during the first day, no doubt. However, you'll cast off, waving Johan at the people in your wine. Quite a crowds gathered there. A lot of people are talking about your voyage. A lot of people want
I will make a show of trying to catch my wife's eye, kissing my hand and blowing it to her, and then doing the same thing but pressing it to the face of the figurehead.
Oh, she'll do the same thing. She'll blow a kiss back to you from the dock.
I so hope you fall in leaning over doing that.
I've wrapped my arm around a rope. Not sure the rope's attached to anything, but I've wrapped my arm around a rope.
And there was 3.
Need some sort of balance test there.
It will be a trifle embarrassing. You do all this preparation, then you sort of fall off and die before you get out of port.
Agility.
Yeah, splat. All right. So you set sail, looking into the horizon. Oh, you're all right. I wasn't gonna.
Us anyway.
You heading towards the horizon in front of you, which seems pregnant with promise, the promise of exploration and new discovery. Now then, on the party sheet, there is an officer on there called Jacques de Augremont. I'm going to offend every French-speaking person around today, but never mind. Jacques, the navigator on there, if somebody wants to pick him up, there's a navigation skill that he's got. If you'd like to roll that for me, that will set out how well you on the first day.
Go for it, boss.
I'm just going to control the Marines. You can.
You give him knowledge navigation. I think there is actually a navigation skill though. So.
Okay, that'll suffice for the time being. I'll tidy them up at some point.
You don't want to get me to do it.
No.
There must be a bonus for being in familiar waters or something.
Yeah, he gets a bonus because there's coastline here that he can follow, so it is a success. You can tell that the crew's new, that you've got. They are still finding their feet in terms of working together as a team. Sealman will stand beside you all at some point and say, we usually have a honeymoon period with a new crew like this. It takes them a while as they're settling in. Then you get a fighting stage, and then, well, it either settles down or it doesn't. I'm sure
What
this
do you
lot will
mean
settle
by
down though.
honeymoon?
They all get
Shut
on for a while. You make progress, but due to the crew sort of finding their feet, it's not massively speedy. There's a few sort of mistakes as people are getting to grips with their various roles on board the ship. During the day, you are approached by Heinrich Band. You'll know that he's the first man. He's technically the second in command on the ship. He also acts as a sort of go-between between the crew and the captain and everyone else. So he often has the ear of the crew and can come to them with the concerns of the crew. And he'll approach you all as a group. You'll all be together at some point, probably just after a meal, after the evening meal.
There's a nice table just outside the captain's room, so probably that's where you all eat.
Oh yeah, the captain's room is quite big, isn't it? So you'll probably get most of the officers around there, and
So there'll be 5 of us, the captain, 6,
probably the first mate.
and we've got there's 3 officers, so that'd be 9. Probably would fit around. There's 10 chairs around that, I think. Or was there 9, 7, 8? No, 10.
We'll say you can fit around.
It's a meal of fish wrapped in seaweed. Tiny little nibbles.
The fare's quite good.
Edible seaweed.
Very kind of you. Whatever seaweed I could find lying around on the beaches.
Marienburg have beaches.
Okay, in the port.
Mr. Band.
Is there a couple of matters I wanted to bring up today? Firstly, if we are to be doing some exploration of land, are we not, during this trip?
We can but hope. Undiscovered shores beckon our industrious and inquisitive feet.
Well, this is only a suggestion. However, the people of Corone, the Bretonnian kingdom, here are renowned horsemen. They breed some of the finest horses in the old world. We could perhaps pick up some horses to take with us.
Sounds like a capital idea. Are you familiar with any requirements of equerry board ship?
I'm a seaman by trade. I don't know that much apart from the reputation of the Bretonnians and breeding fine horses. However, I think the lads also are used to staying on board ship, and if it were that we were to venture out, I'm sure a horse would, or some horses would help us.
Right, so obviously we'd have to convert some of the cargo deck. When he's talking about this, he's sort of like almost, he's talking to Band, but he's also sort of like conversing with Malagaunt as well, sort of used to bouncing ideas off of his old school friend. I suspect if we keep the horses on the cargo deck, we'd have to have some kind of winch to bring them up, unless they can handle the stairs, but I suspect that their headroom would not be sufficient. But what do you think, Malagaunt? Room for 4 mares?
Does it seem like there would be? I don't know a lot about horses myself.
I've read a few books, but nothing much beyond that. Perhaps we can offer a position on ship to a local in order to look after them.
Sealman will nod, Captain Sealman. I don't see a problem with this. And also, kind of out of character, isn't this grid thing on the ship, in the centre of the ship, isn't that something that you can lower things down into?
Yeah,
the cargo hold?
that's the way you can get stuff in and out. That basically goes all the way down to the cargo hold.
Yeah, it's a big hole all the way down.
As long as the porter's got a big winch thing that allows you to lift in and out of it.
Sure, something can be rigged.
Perhaps
Yep.
fashion.
I wonder how we get the horses out, though.
The same way we get them in, by the winch.
We'll have some horse meat if they die.
I think it's called the capstan.
Very good. The hole's called a capstan, is it?
No, the winch.
Oh,
I think it's the 8 pointy thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 around the mast. I think that acts as a general winch for different things, doesn't it?
oh, fantastic! Yes.
At which point the crew could probably re-rig it to that's the capstan.
Oh, very.
Yep,
Yeah,
it
education.
is a rotating machine developed for use on sailing ships to apply force to ropes, cables, and hawsers. That's horses, not horses.
I want to ask the question. We'll have horses. Who can ride them?
Well, Marcus, I've never considered the lack of skill as an impediment to attempting something. But yes, I have been known to spend some time in the saddle. Out of character, I have the ride skill. It's actually one of the skills I've got.
Very good.
I have no idea where I got it from, but I have it.
So we'll nod. Then it seems we've decided we will try and acquire some horses while we're here. It seems a good opportunity, seeing as the horses are so famous, the Bretonnian horses.
Plus, it will be useful. I'm sure that at any point when we find unknown lands, we will find innumerable treasures, gewgaws, and miscellaneous items that we want to bring back. And I very much doubt that the Marines would want to hump them around on their back. If we have a few horses to help share the burden, all the better for it.
Absolutely.
The doc brought a cart.
Yes, one wheelbarrow. I'm not sure is going to carry the hopeful bounties that the bounty will enable us to find.
That's my wheelbarrow. It ain't yours.
There was also the matter of shares with the crew. We
Indeed.
are paying them a salary, but are they going to get shares of any treasure that we come across?
I believe that was part of the original arrangement.
And finally,
Well,
then,
hang on, wait. We share treasure we find? And his hand goes to his breast pocket.
This was the arrangement. The expedition will collect together any booty that we recover, and for the betterment of all, shares will be apportioned. Obviously, the laymen of the crew will get a smaller share, for they are not taking the greatest risk or putting forward the greatest deal of effort or thought into the machinations of our expedition. But an agreement to a share was involved.
I'll look to the person sat next to me and say, what did he just say? Layman?
Don't look
The
at
crew.
me.
Who?
The general crew. Layfolk.
It is usual for the officers to gain a greater share, more shares than the crew, and this would be acceptable for them.
Who are the officers?
The officers we have, well, the captain, of course. There's Heinrich, who's the first mate. There's Jacques. He points at the table to a young, handsome lad as our navigator and cartographer. We have Karud. He points to a rough-looking, fairly elderly dwarf who's got many singes around him. Who's the master of guns on the ship, the gunner.
And me? What am I?
And of course yourselves would be counted as officers, I imagine. He'll look to you, Johan.
Well, expedition lead, but yes.
We can name them as you wish.
We are collectively myself, Marcus, Johan, Malagaunt, and well, we are the leaders of this expedition.
Ooh, leader. Yeah.
Marcus is liking that.
Of course, that does come with additional responsibilities. The crew will look to us to set a fine example aboard this vessel, and that is not just an example of how to conduct an expedition fully, but also how to conduct ourselves. We will not be reducing ourselves to the debasements of debauchery and barbarism. We are ambassadors of the Empire wherever we go, and we should be taking the brightest and the best attitudes and philosophies that the Empire has to the farthest reaches of what we will soon find to be a globe.
I think I can do that. I know how to look bored on a ship.
Is it too late to back out?
Yes, we're probably sealed.
Doctor, I fully expect you to be preaching the word of more wherever you can. And Marcus, you are a shining example of the upwardly mobile and go-getting attitude that the young folk of the Empire embrace. Just because you were born into squalor, filth and peasantry does not mean you have not made every effort to drag yourself up to the level where you are now, a leader of a small band of men and one woman.
Well, I just said I was going to be bored like you told me to.
Johan will smile good-naturedly as he obviously realizes Marcus is joking.
Oh, he wasn't joking.
I know
my speak language skills very low.
Yeah.
When you said a board, you said he heard a board.
Still, you said there was one other thing, Mr. Band.
There is a member of our crew, and he'll look slyly across at the young, handsome, fair-haired lad, Jack, who is the navigator and cartographer. It seems Jack has been, well, he's mentioned it once or twice, he'll say with a sly grin. He has a muse, a Bretonnian girl by the name of Rosalind. She lives in the port of Chantillon with her mother and father there. Unfortunately, her father, Claude, has very high standards for his daughter, and has since in the past refused poor Jack his daughter's permission for him to marry his daughter. Jack now believes, as his member of this crew, that his father will look more favourably upon him, being part of such a famous expedition, and the promise that holds, that he may well persuade his father to ask Rosalind, for him to ask Rosalind for her hand in marriage. He has requested, if we are to stop at some point in Couronne, that we could perhaps stop in Chantillon, and he could perhaps go and see Claude and hopefully his daughter.
An opportunity to seal this young couple in the bond of holy matrimony.
It would be a proposal to wed when he returns.
Do we really care?
I can see no reason why we should not allow this man to profess his love in a right and chaste fashion to his beloved. Yes, I don't think that'll be a problem.
Good. He smiles. The first mate does. These Bretonnian man, he'll sort of ruffle Jack's hair a bit. He says, "You know how passionate they are in the field of romance."
And in Bretonnian, he'll reply to Jack in a case of, "May we, I understand that affairs of the heart lie close to the heart of your fair nation."
He's blushing because he's only a young lad. He's quite a gifted navigator. He'll say, "Indeed, for the Bretonnian, the love of a woman can be everything."
And then back into Reichspiel. I just told him that love is a good thing.
Heinrich, the first mate, laughs. He says, "Well, he's young yet. He has time to learn. But still, I think it would be a good thing. We should do what we can for the crew. It's going to be a long and perilous journey. It'll be full of hardships, and it'll be very testing on the crew's morale and loyalty. The more they realise that you have their best interests at heart, the more successful we're likely to be." So it's Marcus saying.
What? All
Okay.
this hardship I was being told about yet.
There'll undoubtedly be much hardship in front of us.
And peril and danger and unknown things around every boat smashing rock or a fiendish beast with gnashing jaws. It is an exciting time to be travelling, I'm sure.
It is, and also a great opportunity that lies ahead. We can explore things no one has seen before, meet races nobody has ever met before. Who knows what we'll find? Marcus and the Doctor there are yeah, not really selling the voyage very well.
Having buyer's remorse.
Yes. Alright, so if I could have another navigation roll for Jacques.
Somebody else can do it this time.
Oh, it's your job. I've got Marines for me.
Malagorn could do it maybe, or the Doctor. Anyone who wants.
Go for it, Malagorn.
How do I roll?
You go to the party sheet, go to the 4th tab, others, find the person called Jax, open his character sheet and roll navigation.
Knowledge navigation.
He's
obviously getting into his stride a bit.
He is, as is the crew. He's also spurred on by the fact that he might get to be able to actually persuade this father to let him propose to his daughter. So you make rather surprisingly good progress. You pass Reaver's Point without incident, although the Captain Sealman, will be cautious around here. He'll order more people on watch on the Crow's Nest. He'll make you very aware that Norscan raiders regularly plunder along this coastline. It's some of their the North Bretonnian coast is their favourite place to raid. It's quite a rich area. And you'll notice that any villages you pass by, they're all well guarded. They've all got palisades and plenty of men and things you'll notice on guard. Some militia. However, that's good enough. It takes you 3 nights to reach the port of Chantalon. You make good progress around the bay. And most of the trip is what most of sailing is like, is fairly boring. A lot of the crew are getting just into their tasks, and you spend the days. Well, is there anything you're doing as a sort of side thing as you're travelling?
I think we should have one of the officers, the gun dwarf, test getting the crew all trained up and firing the guns.
Drilling, that's a good idea.
Obviously not with live ammo.
Sure, just with, yeah. You don't want to waste your ammo on it.
I'm going to explore every inch of the ship, curiosity and all, including, not necessarily going up there yet, because he hasn't got his sea legs just yet, but including working out the best route up to the Crow's Nest, assuming it has one. It does have one. Tell me it has a crow's nest.
Oh, it's definitely got a crow's nest, yes. They're invaluable for looking out for other ships and things. Approach. It's on the main map. Got a big crow's nest up there.
Me and my marines have been training ourselves on how to abandon the ship very quickly.
How to abandon ship?
Well, if we have got a yeah. Well, we're telling other people it's actually if we have to go out and do a marine assault, but it's really how to abandon the ship fast.
Okay. You practice boarding manoeuvres.
Yep.
And at any point when I'm not looking elsewhere, Johan spends most of his time with his spyglass and his sextant and his other various bits and pieces, essentially practicing cartography. So despite the fact that we have seen this coastline, he is putting his own maps together.
Fantastic, yes. Well, and also Jack will be very interested in helping you with that if you wish.
Oh yeah, definitely. He'll let you accept that.
He will act as your assistant as you're trying to map the area. Yeah, do right.
Starting out. Trade cartography. If I get a bonus from him, then.
Okay, let's see if we can get a bonus from him.
I think that'll be you rolling again, Kerry.
Let me give him trade cartography.
Oh.
He's got quite good notice. I've just noticed that.
Very good to notice. He's got notice.
Indeed. The rest of us got perception, but it's the same difference.
Okay, if someone wants to roll Jack's trade cartography, or I made it. Oh.
It's alright. I think they look good, but I can compare them to existing maps afterwards. But it's just learning.
Yeah, you're just practicing. It appears Jack has got his mind on other things that it would seem. Is there anyone else, Malagorn, and the Doctor? Is there anything you're doing? No, while you've got this sort of downtime. I'm going to run to a downtime period. Doesn't matter if there isn't.
No, I'd be generally out of the way.
Okay, sharpening your cleaver.
Becoming familiar with the ship.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exploring all the nooks and crannies and things on the ship, and be able to speak to the crew. Many different languages being spoken and the like on the crew.
Are you gonna be keeping an eye out in case the saboteur shows himself?
Saboteur? Who said I put a saboteur on there? What? Is it? You know me too well. Okay, but on the third day you reach the nice port of Chantilon. It's got a very different feel to it than other Empire ports that you've been to. There's coloured flags flying from white bricked properties around the area. It's a medium-sized town, Chantilon. There's quite a lot of commotion when you do finally dock on here. You'll see it looks, well, maybe a common knowledge roll actually, of the Empire or the Old World, if you want to see what you know about Bretonnia and its people.
What was common knowledge of the Empire? Blah.
I mean, Empire and the Old World, sorry, yeah.
Roll both.
That's right. Okay, Doctor, you got a trait roll. When it says there you got the trait roll was a natural 1, it means on your skill die you rolled a 1, but your wild die saved you in effect. So the wild dice, you got something on. In Savage Worlds, it works a bit like getting Banes in Withrop 3. So it's a success, but a success with, I'm not sure I'd say a failure, but perhaps something goes wrong. I don't usually do anything myself on that, but there is an opportunity for you as a player to put something in, so you could succeed doing something but slip and rip your shirt or something, I don't know, those kind of things. But for the time being, you all do know, from what you know about Bretonnia, it is a sort of polarised socially, the country is. You have the nobility, which are a lot more pronounced than they are in the Empire. Very family orientated, a sort of strict hierarchy of kings, dukes, going down to knights. And then everybody else is the peasantry, who are treated a lot more harshly than in the Empire. You'll notice, you'll be able to tell them immediately by the clothes that they're wearing. They tend to wear a lot more sort of drab and dark clothes. There's only certain types of clothing that's available to wear, that's legal to wear if you're a peasant. And stepping onto the docks, you'll notice that the peasantry all sort of wear drab clothing, natural coloured clothing, whereas the more noble types all tend to wear brightly coloured clothes about them. The women here, they have probably Johan will like it, maybe. They're all very conscious of modesty. The women all cover their hair with those, the sort of medieval veils that they have. I don't know what they're actually called. Do you know what they're called, John? No.
Not off the top of my head. I know it's a wimple for nuns, but...
Okay, well, yeah, there's they cover their hair anyway here. And yeah, you'll step off the docks. The crew are saying, so we get some shore leave, 24-hour shore leave, Captain? Probably there's a scarf.
Yeah, apparently it's called a wimple. Veils and wimples.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. Wimple. So you head out, well, some of the crew will head out. Are you keeping some crew back? How long do you plan to stay for?
I thought this one person was just going out and...
You could do that if you were. Yeah, you can just send one person out.
I look like one.
Talking to Johan, say, I thought he was just going out himself. Do you want us to go with him?
I think it's best if we accompany the young man to show willing and that we have confidence in him. Anything from us should hopefully assist his paramour endeavour. Captain, in the meantime, I assume that you would enable the crew to have leave at this point, but to stay within the confines of the docks and a third at a time?
Absolutely, I think that sounds fair. A third at a time, switching shifts, and we'll spend 24 hours here. Would that be sufficient? We could also
That should be long enough to get the young girl's father's consent.
We should also perhaps look at purchasing horses here.
Yes, Malagorns, could you deal with the horses?
I thought you said you had skill with horses.
I can ride, but I haven't a clue how to barter with a merchant for them.
Oh, very well. Four legs, 2 ears. Yep, horse. Okay.
And we're looking to have a local fellow accompany with us as well, to look after their health. Some kind of stable hand, stable boy.
Well, perhaps I'll hire him first, and then he can show me what a horse looks like. Right, I'll be doing that then.
I haven't got any of the local coin, but and he'll reach into his pouch and pull out a small coin purse, probably about I don't know, 50 gold crowns. I've no idea how much horses cost. But
may I ask a question?
Of course you can, Marcus.
Does Malagan speak Bretonnian?
I don't know. Does Malagorn speak Bretonnian?
I assume not.
Well, then we are looking for a bilingual stable hand then.
Or we can get someone from the crew to go with him to be a translator.
Garnot de Chartres?
I don't know what you said. I don't speak Bretonnian.
I've got to know the crew, so I'll call over. Garnot, avec, ici, por favor. No, por favor's Thailand. Ici, I've forgotten what please is in Bretonnian.
S'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît, indeed. Je veux parler breton? Oui.
Oui.
Monsieur Malagant, requiert, je attendons, visite parler breton avec le cheval. My French is terrible.
It's
I know cheval is horse.
I turn to the guy and say to him, "Hey, do you speak Rexbiel?"
Oh yeah, he says.
Oh, right, good.
Well, he understood the Bretonnian fine, but the point is that he's there to assist Malagant in getting his words across.
I'm just saying, you could just say to him, "Do you speak Bretonnian?" and see. Go on.
He appreciates the effort.
See, Marcus? You put the effort in that's appreciated.
Yes, I'll happily accompany Malagorn.
Yeah, we're looking to get some reasonably quality horses. Obviously, we don't have entirely unlimited funds. We've got a long way to go. And we'd like probably to take someone on board who can assist with them, unless you know anyone on board that happens to already possess those skills.
He sucks his breath as you say, get someone to join you. That might be a little difficult to get someone, particularly a peasant, to join you. You see, they are by law bound to not leave the area of their lord.
I forgot about that. I read about this. It's their was it noblesse oblige, that sort of thing. They're beholden to the local lord, aren't they? Local nobleman.
Afraid so.
Buy him off the noble then.
You can't. Well, we could, but we'd be leaving port pretty darn quick if it came out. They get offended like that around here. You have to be careful. Well, if you can find anyone who's not local who's willing and qualified, perhaps that will be useful. Otherwise, well, we might have to ask anyone in the crew if somebody's bound to have grown up near a stable. Anyway, Malagorn, still get the horses.
I'd be surprised if nobody among the crew had dealings with horses in the past. We've many varied skills aboard. Garnet will head off
You made the names.
with you, with Malagor.
Garnaud de Chartres.
Gunnar, is it Gunnar?
It'll probably be a silent T. Garnaud. Something like that.
Garnet, yeah. I hope Eric doesn't watch that. Okay. So
You'll have to get him to give you a pronunciation lesson.
I will, when I see him, he's going like, clip me down the ear and go, Garnet. Anyway. Alright, so Garnet and Malagorn are heading off into town, into the market area to try and purchase some horses. And so are you splitting up at this point then? Or is there anything?
I think we'd have to, wouldn't we?
Sure.
Well, I'd have to go. I'm going with Malagant, did you say?
No, Malagorn's going with Garnaud. If he wants to take anyone else with him, then he's perfectly at liberty to do so.
You're the boss. Am I going with you? Go with him or staying at the boat?
It depends. Do you think that Malagorn will be safe for 400 gold crowns?
In Bretonnia. Sorry, in the Empire? No.
But you think he'll be safe here?
In the Empire? No.
We're not in the Empire.
I don't
We're
know
in
here.
Bretonnia. Fine. Then I think you should come with me.
Okay.
I think there's more for you to learn in the proper rituals of courtship for when you ultimately find the woman with whom you wish to spend the rest of your life.
Bollocks.
Oh, by the way, Skell, I've looked in second ed. A riding horse is about 80 gold crowns. So, assuming they're going to go above the odds on that, that's why I've given him 400.
Okay, great stuff.
Yeah, that'd be about right. We are buying decent horses. That's riding horse. We don't want destriers. We don't want war horses. But they're probably going to go above the odds because they're Bretonians and they're going to, yeah.
Yeah, you want working horses, don't you? Really practical horses.
Yeah. Don't want any a fat stallion that's going to like want to be put down because it chipped its hoof or anything like that.
Yes, now I imagine being aboard a ship anyway, it's probably hard to keep a war horse to war horse type standard anyway.
Yeah, probably get a bit fright.
Yeah, probably bite everyone and stuff, I don't know. Anyway. So let's deal with Malagorns and Garnaud first, if you wish.
Okay.
Alright, so you head out through the town. It's a bit of an experience travelling through a Bretonian town. There are, as I mentioned earlier, definitely two different classes of people here, the nobles and the peasantry, which is sort of everything in between. Some of the peasants, though, do own their own businesses and the like, so they're not all doing terribly. They're not all completely downtrodden, though a lot are. I think that though the rights they've got legally are sort of curtailed. You'll come across a fenced off area in the market. There's a group of horses within the fenced off area. There's also people there selling livestock as well, pigs and chickens, and goats and cows and that sort of thing. And a man, a sort of toothless man, will come up to your old guy who's covered in muck, and he'll start to speak to you. I'm going to assume that Garnaud translates for you. So, can I sell you anything today? I've a lovely stock of livestock here.
Am I still looking for someone who knows about horses to look after them?
Unless you can find somebody that's not affiliated with a local lord, no. We'll just assume someone on the crew will have to canvass the crew and say, "Oi, which one of you miscreants knows how to deal with horses?" And hopefully more than one person puts a hand up.
Right. Tell him I need 4 horses.
4, we can do 4. Do you want mares or stallions?
What's the difference?
Well, He'll point between the legs of the various beasts. What? One's a man horse, you see, and the other one's a lady horse.
Well, two of each.
I was so hoping you weren't going to do that.
I know.
It's going to turn into Noah's Ark. Two of each, of course. I see. Yes, you'd like to breed them, of course. Well, the stallions are usually more expensive. However, we could do a deal with you as well. You see, they're a family. They're all related, and there's a younger pony here, which I'd hate for him to be split up from the rest. So could you perhaps take 5? I'd be willing to do a discount for you.
That sounds reasonable. So I inspect the 5th. Check it has all the right appendages and so on.
Okay, and as you're inspecting that, and then they'll say, and then it'd be a shame to leave the grandfather of the group because he's old, and the others kind of help tend to him. So perhaps you'd like to.
No, I will not be near.
He's a fine horse. He can still pull things.
I fear he will not last the journey that I require him to take.
He's got a good few years in him. Got the quality of his coat, and you can check his teeth.
Alright, I check his teeth.
Yeah, they're kind of bucked and a bit, yellow.
I will attempt to crystallise this horse to get a good deal for it.
Okay, brilliant. So you've got each one who just torn the horse. Okay. So it looks ugly.
Yes. Are you sure this isn't a sheep in disguise?
Mm-hmm.
So can I roll taunt?
You can do. Yeah. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to do it versus his smart. Okay, you beat. He will offer you a good deal. What do we say, John? It was how many gold per horse?
In the original core rules, 80 gold crowns for a riding horse.
I imagine that's pretty inflated. It's probably going to be about 50 crowns then here. So you're after 4, so that'd be 200. And you were given how much? 400.
400, yeah.
All right. So he will actually. So he's trying to sell you 6 horses, isn't he? He'll do 6 horses for 250.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I hand over the money.
Right, you hand over the money. You've now got 6 horses. You have 4 horses, 2 mares and 2 stallions, a pony, and an old nag. The old nag comes with its own hindrances.
Yay!
Well,
Because horses with hindrances rock. In fact, some of the others might. Do you want to actually? You've got ride or anything like that?
no, I'll lead them by them.
Okay, I think could we have an unskilled check from you, because you're kind of looking at whether the horses are any good, and you don't really know what you're doing, so it'll be an unskilled, I guess.
Well done.
Damn you!
It should be at -2 because your unskilled isn't taking the -2 off, but it's still a success.
Oh, I'll fix that. But yes, you still succeed. Damn you! That's going to give me hours of fun. That was. No, you managed to pick up some fine horses, apart from the nag, which you already knew was a bit of a nag, but you got it for cheap anyway on the pony. So you did a really good deal actually there, Malagorn, because you managed to insult the horses basically, or at least point out their failings to make them, seem like they should be cheaper. So I think the nag, he's got the ugly hindrance and elderly, so he's going to be an ugly horse.
And suffers terrible ceasings.
Yeah, we've still got that to find out about these aminals. Have they got sea legs at all?
Seeing the flash of money though, another trader, I said damn it, I said it millions of times, never mind, we can give up on that, comes over to you and he will say, surely would you be interested in any livestock for your farm? Chickens would be helpful. These chickens are magnificent eggs, lovely eggs from them, and we have a goat's milk could come in useful, and I forget my donkey.
I'll buy some provisions. Why not?
Okay, do you want to? You'd be able to buy some assorted chickens and goats as well if you.
Not only for the immediate future. I don't want to have to carry them around, but we can have a feast or something while we're waiting.
Oh right, you want to slaughter them now and eat them.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll sell you a couple of chickens. You'll be able to, Garner will be impressed with that, and he'll say, while we're here, we really should try the food. The food is lovely in Bretonnia, nothing like it anywhere else in the old world.
I look skeptically around, and I shan't be staying, but if there is food, I'll try it.
You'll go into a restaurant there, tavern, restaurant, and everything on the menu is completely alien to you. There is a saying in the Empire that you never buy anything in a Bretonnian restaurant that you can't pronounce in Reichspiel. However, so you've got a lot of dishes and you've no idea really what they are. However, probably quite nice.
Yeah.
Okay, while Malagorn is expanding his culinary whatever, I'll move over to the other three of you if you're there. Unless there's anything else you want to do, Malagorn, before I leave you.
No, that's all.
Yeah, I wasn't getting worried so much about the chicken cost, John, because I knew they were pretty cheap. Okay, so you're sitting in the restaurant, and outside you've got a load of horses all tied up, sort of looking at you through the window as you're eating frogs' legs and things. Meanwhile, through the muddied streets, Jacques leads the rest of the group. So this is Johan, the Doctor, and Marcus, yes?
Certainly, Johan. I'm dragging Marcus along. Did the Doctor wish to come?
If you want him to come, otherwise he's quite happy to stay on board the ship and maybe try a few other delicacies just on the harbour itself.
So Johan, Marcus, and Jacques then.
Unless he specifically asked to come.
Right. I'll come back to you then, Doctor, and your exploits on the dock. But meantime, the other two, Jack will lead you excitedly through the streets. It's just round here, his house. It's not far. It's not a big house. Only a peasant man, but he's doing fairly well for himself.
What does your paramour's father do?
He's by trade he's a woodsman.
Oh, good, fine craftsman work.
He is a good craftsman.
Well, lead on, Jack.
It doesn't take very long. It's not a massive place, Chantelan, and it seems like Jacques knows the area well. and he comes to a property which looks rather run down. You'll see his face drops as he sees it. The windows are boarded up and the place looks somewhat derelict. There are weeds now because it's spring, climbing up the front doorstep. He frowns as he moves up and raps on the door.
Whose house is this?
It's
I believe
Rosalind's
it is. Rosalind, that's her name.
It's unusual for it to be in such neglect, and he'll knock again, louder this time. And there's again no response. He starts to move around the property a little, sort of examining it, when a call will come out from across the street. There's a bent old lady across the road. "They're not there, they've gone away," she says. I've got to do my path mask. Old lady voice, I'm sorry.
Pardon, madame. Where have they gone?
Well, she died, you know, the wife. She's died.
So one of them has passed into Moore's embrace. I understand that. But the father, the husband, the daughter.
He went all strange. He did after his wife died. Went all strange. He took to locking her in the house. Wouldn't let her out. Wouldn't let her see anybody. He rarely came out. And then people got suspicious of what he was up to, and they left. They've gone out to some cabin he stays at, works from in the woods.
And the daughter, Rosalind, she was with him.
Yeah, I fear for her. We hardly saw her. He refused. He locked her away and took her to his cabin there. No one goes up there though. Not up there. We've not seen them for months.
Do you have, or does anyone know directions to this cabin?
Jack will look grim. He says, I know of it. I grew up here as a lad.
Thank you, old crone. Your information has been most helpful. Here, have a shilling.
Her eyes light up as you give it a whole shilling. And she sort of she looks for the first time in her life and not know what to say. Well, you be careful if you're going up that way. People have died in those woods.
I'm sure that people will continue to die in those woods, old crone. I'm sure they have a veritable hellish reputation, but those people will not be us.
There's a crazed wolf in there. You be careful.
Thank you again.
If there's a crazed wolf, do you think you'd be able to handle it? Should we get more people?
Well, I thought that's what you were here for, Marcus.
Well, I can handle the wolf. I was asking, can you handle the wolf?
I've armed, and I am trained in the fencing arts, so I'm sure that we will be more than
what about you,
able
Jax?
to handle. Jax?
Yes. I look up Jack's skills.
Fighting D4.
I can fight, particularly if I'm so worried about Rosalind. What did she mean? He was locking her up. I know they can treat women badly here, and he was very protective of her.
Perhaps he was afeard for her chastity. Without her mother around to maintain a reasonable eye on the young girl, he was probably worried.
But she's trustworthy. There's no reason to keep her locked in like that. That's just...
Well, we shall inquire with the father. I am sure that any reports of his madness and anything else were just simply a melancholy he drifted into at his wife's death. I am sure in the woods, surrounded by his means of employment and work, that he will have recovered, and you will find him a fair-minded individual when we get there.
Was his wife dead whenever you left?
No, she was alive at this time, but it's been many months since I've been here.
Okay.
Perhaps we should get the others. Malagorn,
That's-
the doctor.
A small cadre may be of use. I do not think going in mob-handed, as I believe the peasant folk say, will endear you to the father. He may, if he is indeed worried for her safety, think we are some kind of baying rabble coming to drag her away. So keeping the numbers small, Malagorn and the doctor, perhaps.
This is a question for Skellen. You've renamed some skills. So is stealth now silent move?
Yes.
What's tracking called?
If you select skills and then select Warhammer Player's Guide at the top, that's all the skills that are in here, and they directly relate
Follow
to
trail.
Yes.
Follow trails called? Okay.
They're basically the exact same Warhammer 2e skills, basically, so it is indeed follow trail.
I'm going to get to use one of my skills I wasn't expecting to use.
Aha.
Secret Sign Ranger.
Aha. Cool.
This means you can talk
to
to
warn of
rangers.
danger and the like.
Okay, I don't have that skill. Oh, I do have that skill. I look around for any trail from the house. The basically a woman's size and a man's size.
Well,
Carts or anything.
the woman was... Yeah, it's a fairly busy street, really, and it was a while ago when they left. It's not sort of recently. It's a few months ago that he took her away.
Well, I've got a trail if we want to follow it, if we want to get some more people. Sure.
I think we should get Malagorn and the doctor.
Okay.
You do realise, guys, but because you've got Doctor, I don't remember your character's name. I'm just seeing Doctor at the top. I know it's Lothar DeGenna, but I look at the top and I just see Dr. L.
I only call him Doctor now.
Yeah.
You could change Doctor to DR.
I think it's good.
I quite like
You
it.
refer to him as Doctor.
Yeah.
It's reinforcing his delusion.
Brilliant. You could
I
even
am
switch.
delusional, after all.
You could switch your hindrance to that being your hindrance if you want.
Yes, I think that might be quite good. Delusional believes he's a doctor.
Yeah, I think that's a good. Yeah, I've got a brilliant. It'll surefire way of getting bennies too, I think. So you gather the four of you together and Jack, and you begin to head out. He says it's not too far. It's following the cliff face to the west of Chantalon. It heads up. It's fairly high up. It's an area of they call them woods, he says, but there's more scrub and mixed woodland there than a dark, impenetrable forest. A lot of it's been cleared out with the city.
Nothing compared to the woods of the Reichland, obviously.
No, I've been there also. No, nothing that great or spectacular. So you head out, despite the warnings of the crone, and you head west, and you begin to sort of gain altitude, and you'll be able to see the sea off to the north, and you enter some fairly sort of rugged terrain. There is a pathway, a roadway for this part of the journey. You've been going for a few hours, all four of you, and if you'd like to make me a notice roll, please.
Deception, isn't it?
Yes, I'm sorry, yes, perception. I'll get used to my own mods at some point.
We know what you mean when you say notice.
That's good.
The other two, you're with us now.
Okay. Is that for us all to roll, so then?
Yeah.
Yes, he gathered you all together. I don't know if you got what was going on. Could you be
Blame the situation. Look at that, 5. And a 5! Wow! But your tray rolls a natural 1 again. Stump your eye on a rock.
with you being AFK, you essentially, Jack was going to ask Claude, who's the father of this woman that he wants to propose marriage to, Rosalind, for her hand in marriage, if he'd sort of accept him. they went to their house in Chantalon and discovered that it was run down, weeds growing up it. A woman outside there, one of the neighbours, said that his wife had died and he'd gone somewhat crazed, depressed since his wife's death, and took to locking Rosalind away. Eventually people got sort of suspicious of what he was doing, and he moved with her and took her out to live in a cabin, his work cabin, where he usually does his sort of woodman things from, up into the woods. She also said it was dangerous there, there's crazed wolves around in the area.
So the father's name is Claude, you say, Jacques?
Oui, sir. It is.
Can you remember the mother's name?
Yes, the mother's name is Henrietta.
Understood.
So after you've travelled for a while, you come across... Sorry, just saying it was your map.
Rabbits on the road too.
It makes me want to see what the prequel was.
I've
You
seen
know,
no
the
rabbits.
first one's even worse. Those of you with a success...
There we go, I fixed the map so it's the right size for me.
Okay. I think everyone passed, didn't they? Yes, you all passed. Okay, and it's not that hard to notice anyway. Up ahead you see a group of white fluffy rabbits. They're all sitting round in a circle, munching away on berries. You can see, they all got red around their whiskers, and they're all munching away quite happily on berries up ahead. Doctor, I'm going to give you your spidey sense, your sixth sense is going off at this point. The hair on the back of your neck sticks up, and you've just got a really bad feeling. There's just something not right here.
Who am I next to? I'm not next to Marcus. To Johan then. Something's not. I'll just say I don't like the feel of this. Something's odd. Something's not right. White rabbits, Bretonnia, no.
The only thing that's wrong is Claude. We must rescue Rosalind.
We should take care. My bones, I just feel it. They've never let me down before.
Is it possible that you're sensing something else? I mean, they're only rabbits. They'll be a threat.
But didn't you say that this woods was dangerous with a wolf or something?
It's always been dangerous, but I've never heard tales of the wolves. But wolves being really aggressive, you do get them from time to time, but it must be just an old wives' tale, I think.
I make a joke and say, maybe
it is
it's
dangerous.
wolves and rabbits, Clovey.
I like the joke.
This is nonsense, they're just rabbits. Can I go and look at the rabbits?
But I'm telling you, something's not right.
As you make your way closer with the doctor's warning in your ear, you're paying particularly attention to the rabbits. And as you get closer, you notice that what they're eating is not actually berries. They're all sitting round and they are nibbling on the remains of another white rabbit, which is sort of lying on the floor. It's covered in blood, and the what you suppose is berry juice is actually blood which is soaking their fur.
Is there a wizard nearby that could feasibly be called a Scots Kit?
No, there isn't. No.
Can I turn on my heel and return to the group? I think you might be right, Doctor.
Why?
Those are no berries. They seem to be carnivorous rabbits.
Those vampire rabbits.
We're nowhere near Sylvania.
Marcus, are you able to kill one of those rabbits?
I would have to go up there and kill it. I'm more a close combat, person.
Can I? I'll
Come on, Marcus, we're paying
crossbow.
what we're paying you, or what we promised to pay you, whatever. I would hope that you'd be able to take on a couple of rabbits.
Wait a minute. You didn't ask me to take on the rabbits. He asked me to take on the rabbits.
I know, and your response frankly disappoints me.
I'm disappointed in you too, but I don't say it to your face. I start marching off towards the rabbits. I've got a pace of 6, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, I apologise in advance if you're not remembering the Monty Python scene and King Arthur says, Bors, go and deal with that. All right, sir, I'll have him. And then Bors' head gets torn off his shoulders. So.
Funny you should mention that, John, because
Sorry?
the rabbits, as you approach Marcus, they turn, they rear up on their hind legs, and you can see the bloodied fangs and their maw. I'm going to share an image of the rabbit.
You've got a crossbow?
You have a crossbow.
Oh yeah. Doesn't mean I can hit anything with it. Oh, it's cute.
They have
Going for your eyes.
a very vicious rabbit, and they sort of launch towards you to attack. Jacques is the first to react, and he'll say, Marcus, no! And he runs a bit closer to your side, drawing his sword.
Don't say no to me. It was him that told me.
Oh heck.
Said
Marcus. Jacques me.
Malagorn, you're up. What would you like to do in the face of these vicious killer bunnies?
I draw my rapier and move cautiously forward. So how far can I get?
Oh, can I play my card?
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got a pace of 6, so you should be able to move 6 squares.
Let me be a joker. So I'm ahead of the rabbits.
Okay, if you really want to spend it on some bunnies, then you can. Well, you got
I'm
two.
just wondering,
to get
what
to.
else are we doing tonight? What have you got worse things for us to kill tonight?
Probably the wolf.
Bunnies, oh
But-
yes.
But it's also because I had the vision of these bunnies, so I'm prepared.
Okay, yeah,
So
makes
to
sense, I
speak.
get that.
I am going to fire off now, Ro.
So wait until he gives you the abilities.
Oh, what abilities?
You've now a joker, so you get a joker ability. It gives you +2s and stuff.
Okay.
There you are, I've given you the joke. Hopefully it will apply the bonus. Let me see, I'm not certain it will though, but you can have a go. I'll come back to you in a second. Malagor, he can actually just interrupt your turn at any point you want, so you can go sort of halfway through your movement and then he leaps into action. So you can move 6, you can try and run if you want, which will give you an extra d6 sprinting dice to get up there, or you can shoot, or I don't know, whatever you want. Go at him with a cleaver.
I was going to shoot my crossbow.
Alright.
Can I do a wild attack with a crossbow or not?
Afraid not really. The one thing you can do with a crossbow is take a turn to aim, which will give you +2 to your next action, but you have to spend all turn doing that, so it's probably not really worth it. I'll just have a shot.
Is it possible that I could have been aiming beforehand in preparation, as I was expecting them to turn when Thingy went up, Malagort?
Well, I did
you said it,
mention that.
I did say I got my crossbow out ready.
You did.
So
Go on
I've written it
then.
there. Have
Go
my
on.
crossbow ready.
Have an additional +2, so you can put +2 in the modifier box, and then if you want to drag and drop your attack dice onto said bunny. Okay.
4, 5, 4. Okay, and then damage, raise. So it automatically does that, doesn't it?
Yep.
It does.
Ooh, lots of dice, lots of dice. Wow, 6 wounds.
You
If that
have
rabbit's
successfully
not
killed
dead-
a rabbit.
If that rabbit's not dead,
We're in trouble.
we're very in trouble.
The rabbit is successfully dead. Splat! Especially with 6 wounds, it's just mist, just bits of fur and blood are there.
I'll
You can
have
move
called
as well
a
if you
warning. I don't know if I do want to. Maybe just to be in a better position so I can see. So that's more straight. Oh no, there's a tree there, isn't there, hanging over? That's more.
Yeah, but they're
just
rabbits,
there.
they're at ground level, depends how low the foliage is on the tree.
It's my height as well, but yeah, I'm not very tall. I don't want to be behind people because I can't see through them really. So yeah, I'll go over to the right.
There's higher ground on the right. No, higher ground on the left, I meant.
I'm not tactically aware of that sort of thing.
Okay.
That's what a soldier would do.
So Malagorn, I believe you've moved some. You can move further if you wish, or if he's there.
Do you have pistols?
Can I wait for them to approach me and then stab one?
If you want to hold your action, you can do, but you'll you have to hold your whole turn, so you need to move back where you start. But yeah, you can do.
No, that's the end of my turn then.
But you could, as they move forward, you could come off hold, run in, and hit them. So it's kind of the same thing.
Oh, I'll do that.
So if I put you back there,
Yeah.
put you on hold. Okay. The first bunny. So say now you could come off hold if you want.
Yeah.
Well, technically, to interrupt him during his turn, you beat him on an opposed agility roll.
Right.
So he's quite agile, this bunny. So I perhaps should have mentioned this, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. Are you happy with a 5? Because that's what I've got to roll equal to or above with the bunny to go before you.
Yeah, I'm happy with 5.
Oh, sorry, the bunny still beat you. You sort of try and waiting for an opportunity to strike, but the bunny's lightning quick. He hops along the ground and tries to bite at Mark. I think he's got a wild attack.
Me? I don't.
Nip. Okay, he basically nips at you.
Does that mean Cisco now then, though?
Oh, yeah. It does. You may move in now, Malaga.
I stab at it. So,
You get +1 to this. To raise any. You got +1 because Marcus is assisting you.
do I roll damage now?
Yeah, just straight damage. You got the raise anyway, so it's fine. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Good at damaging these rabbit rabbits.
Splat. The other rabbit goes down. This other rabbit here, though, gets a turn. Let's make a spirit roll for that. Continuing on. Fury.
D10 spirit those rabbits have.
They don't look like normal rabbits to you. It misses. The other one hops up.
I'm glad I fixed that blood thing.
Oh, I've just rolled 1 for all of them. Rolled a 1 now. I so want to bite Marcus with a rabbit. Oh well, Marcus, your go.
Hello,
You've got wild
Mr.
attack on.
Rabbit.
Do you want me to remove wild attack? Or?
Yeah, I didn't ask for a wild attack.
They're from the last game, I think.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You missed me even better. I will just attack the one above me to get the +1.
Okay.
I hit it.
The bunny is swiftly slain.
I'm going to purposefully draw my bow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. That's higher ground, isn't it? That edge there.
Yeah.
Is there a higher ground advantage in this?
It gives you cover, oddly, which kind of makes sense in a way because it means that you know portions of your body that can't hit. You'll have cover from the bunny.
Okay, and I'm going to shoot at said bunny. Right, how do I target a bunny? Do I just click it?
You just drag and drop your attack dice from the combat tracker onto the bunny token on the map. Or on the combat tracker, whichever you prefer. Or you can target it like that as well. Yep. And it should apply the raised die for you automatically.
Combat. Bow. Which is purposely stride up from the higher ground, draw an arrow, take bead, and just pin the thing to the floor.
And swiftly, almost as quick as they attack, the rather bizarre sight of these carnivorous rabbits attacking you is over quickly.
Doctor, do you think this is normal? The rabbits in Bretonnia are different than the rabbits in the Empire.
I've never seen rabbits like this anywhere. I've never heard of rabbits like this. But perhaps these Bretonnian ones are strange.
Jack will shake his head. I grew up here as a lad. I've never seen such things. Something is very wrong here.
Can I examine the bodies of the rabbits?
Sure.
Do they have fangs and any other features?
Search if you want. Oh, yeah, I suppose yeah. You'll have a look. The bunnies really look normal. Apart from the fact that they are covered in blood and we're eating their another rabbit here. It's,
And this.
Ranged weapons, you can. The ranged weapons are good because you're always hitting target number 4 carry. Well, often hitting target number 4. However, their problems are you can't use them in close combat. So if someone gets up to you, you're switching weapons and things, which is difficult. It's also quite easy to get cover from you. If you dropping prone is great against someone shooting at you because it gives you +2, and suddenly you're at +6. And then if you get a bit of cover and go prone, you suddenly find yourself needing 8 to hit you. So cover is everything against ranged in Savage Worlds. Basically, if people are shooting bows, you really don't want to be standing in the open. Basically, you're otherwise soon to be dead.
Can you shoot into melee?
You can a roll of a 1 on the trait die, I mentioned earlier, or a miss and a roll on the 1 on the trait die tends to hit allies. Also, I was being a bit generous there, but usually anything covering your line of sight to the target will give a cover penalty, and I'm usually pretty strict with that. So you need to sort of move around quite a lot if you're firing bows, so you'd need to get. Yeah,
And switching weapons is some kind of action.
It is, yeah. So you're looking at being at -2 if you're switching up weapons. So if you're holding ranged weapons, someone gets up to you, it's quite difficult. You can get like quick draw edges and things like that, which are good.
I think I should have had a -2 on my shoot roll. Not that it mattered in that instance with the 11, but because I drew and fired in the same round. So
Yeah, you should, yeah. But yeah, it doesn't matter for this one. But yeah, normally you'll say -2 to draw a weapon and switch a weapon or whatever.
Well, obviously there is something afoot here. I would normally suggest that we take these back with us, but I'm not sure if the flesh of these things would be wholesome.
I'm not eating that.
Yes, even if that wasn't one of their numbers, it's too close to being a rabbit, and I would hate to eat the flesh of anything that eats in the flesh of its own kind. So, Jacques, shall we continue onwards to find out the fate of the fair Rosalind?
Yes, quickly. I fear something's not right here. And he'll sort of begin marching off, sort of beckoning you forward, urging you forward.
Good work there, Marcus.
Oh, and there's another point about ranged weapons. You're not directly using your strength. For starters, there's a minimum strength penalty to using them, so you've got to be so strong with a bow to sort of pull it. But you only get the damage caps, whereas most of the hand weapons it'll be strength plus something, so you can do a lot more damaging hits in hand-to-hand melee than you do with a ranged weapon. Anything can hurt you. Okay, so you continue onwards, and as the sun is beginning to set around you, you hear a wailing sound coming from the woods up ahead. It gets more woody as the night begins to fall here. More bushes around and the like. And you hear a horrible wailing sound. Sounds like it could be human, perhaps an animal though, or something, some kind of thing in distress anyway up ahead.
Wouldn't have put my bow away now.
Jacques, young and fairly hot-headed. Come on, something's up ahead, and you'll start moving off at a quick pace in front of him.
Malagant tries to keep up.
I try to keep up with Malagant because, seems to be the more sane one of the leadership.
So, next up.
Are we at the bottom where the river is, or the top?
You're at the top. I'll place you on the.
Elegant, don't run so far ahead.
Okay, notice.
I think I was closer to Elegant than the doctor.
Perception checks, if you would, people.
Oh, right. Have I got +2? Oh, Joe. Oh, should I not have that?
Yeah, I'll take that. It's a success, anyways.
I got a rise. Maybe.
Okay, in the
He's down
clearing
for dog.
up ahead, you can see as the night's falling around you what the source of the strange wailing and the bleating is. There's a small deer, a foal, which is lying on the ground on its side. You can see it's got many cuts and marks on it. It's covered in blood. One of its legs looks buckled and broken, and it's wailing out in pain in the underground.
Is the bite marks from rabbits, deers, dogs, wolves?
Humans.
Or is it too messed up to tell?
The bite marks from. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was asking what the bite marks look like. Rabbits, dogs, deer? What bit them? Bit it.
They look to be far more sort of canine in nature. They're certainly not the small bunnies that you saw before. These are big wounds caused by large maws with incisors.
I walk over and put it out of its misery. And look around for a trail for where it came from and did.
Alright, you start to step forward.
I'll probably stride forwards just behind Marcus, keeping an eye out to either side in case anything jumps out at him. Bow at the ready.
Okay, I'll just give it a moment because I sent somebody a whisper.
Oh, hello. Sorry, just missed that.
Somebody's found their whisper.
It's alright, it's easy done because you get that many windows and things, don't you, covering everything up, and terrible.
I will look around nervously with my crossbow ready, but say something's not right here. Will you trust me this time? I think we need to get out of here.
So we have to find his girlfriend.
Well, move on from here.
Jack, is this the direction the hut is in, or are we off the trail?
No, it's this way from what I remember. It's been years since I've been here, but I'm sure it's this way.
So we should be on alert. Doctor, thank you for your guidance, but unfortunately we must pass this place.
However, due to the doctor's warning, none of you are surprised. I won't do the surprise.
Mummy killer deer. What's wrong? Oh, it's a wolf.
There's lots of wolves.
Lots of wolves.
Um,
Those.
you,
Get to
you,
them.
you see, it looks like they have sort of moved to surround you here. It looks like maybe the deer has been tortured rather unusually by them.
Make a circle.
Me in the centre.
Turn them all red.
I wish you'd let me get more cards.
Damn it, they go first. This could be nasty, actually. Okay, you all get dealt in this round, but out of the bushes, it is getting sort of dark at the moment. The wolves will leap out towards. I've got too many screens. The first one here will leap up and try and bite poor Joe.
Hi, Jack.
Luckily for him, it was a. Oh, they got pace 8. That's. Ooh, I tell you, I'm going to move you back. Benefit of the doubt. So this one has to sprint. He does make it, but it puts him at -2. Comes up to attack Malagor. He sinks his teeth into you, Malagor. Ow. Okay, it basically leaps up and tears. It sinks its fangs into sort of your shoulder, just on the base of your neck. You can try and soak that. I would, because that's 3 wounds. That's really nasty.
Just press soak, do I?
Presto. Yeah, you want to get as many success. That's soak 2 wounds, so you'll just take 1 wound from that. That's pretty good soak roll. You can try again if you want to beat it, but that's pretty good.
I'll stick with that.
Okay, at this point, so he's done a crit. I'll roll the crits on you, shall I? A torso wound. Now this'll go, this crit, after your heal.
What does the D4 become then?
You're very lucky, because D4 it can't get any worse than that. So effectively for you, it's not had any lasting penalties unless your strength went up. So if someone tried to boost your strength somehow, you need to go by 2 dice, but you kind of get away with that. Sorry, that was a nasty. This comes from the flank. Tries to sink his teeth into Marcus. Yeah, your feebleness is your strength. Yeah, you can't get any weak. This one comes to attack from the back, attacking the good doctor. It's a mess.
Is Malagorn D4 strength as well?
Yeah.
We're like clones.
Yeah. We should have conferred somewhere.
I think it's cool. Because we're both the product of Imperial schooling, so it's suitable, it works.
I think this doctor's got a charm.
Yep.
Is you're trying to fend off one of them, Marcus. The other one leaps up and sort of bites at you, but doesn't get through your armour.
See, Johan, this is why you get armor. He just switched targets.
Yeah, he was going to go over there, but he wants to hit you instead. Tried to bite at you. Ow.
Oh, a raise. He's going to teach you for having armour. Oh, look at those dice go.
Okay, there's a pack of them now sort of swarming around you, Marcus. 2 wounds comes in from one. You're bravely parrying away one of them. You!
Well done, Marcus.
Johan, this is why you wear armor.
Finally, this one here, he's miles away. He's going to have to sprint it. Gets into here and leaps up. He's going to have a +3. This is where Jack bites.
Why does he get +3? He gets -2 from multi-thing, doesn't he?
True,
Yeah, dashing. There's only a +1 overall. That's only except to 0, isn't it? He gets a +2 for ganging up, not a 3.
True. So he's got -2 for multiple actions, ganging up +2. His wild attack gives him +2, which means he just creeps in with a hit on it. Man, my dice are very evil today. Okay, it basically bites at poor Jacques and he goes down.
Is he a wild card?
He's not.
Okay.
Because I got that Joker last round, do we all gain a Benny?
He's incapacitated, he's not necessarily dead. Oh yes, you do actually.
Isn't that what you said?
Didn't
Sorry, just that, you know, try and count up pennies for everyone.
If you hear him say what's the big Benny again?
Yeah. So after a pretty devastating, nasty first round by the Wolves, Johan, you're up.
Johan is just going to sidestep slightly. Is there such a thing as opportunity attacks in this or not?
Yep.
Yeah, but only when you leave the space of someone. You can move around someone, but only when you leave the space.
Did he left the space of the wolf there?
There's one wolf here. I mean, I'm stood there. Could I still fire at a wolf on the other side?
Yes.
Okay, well in that case, I'm gonna stay where I am, and I'm gonna shoot at that wolf there.
Okay, I'll give him a -2 on that. Well, if you... Oh, you missed anyway. You probably.
I'm probably going to spend
-2.
a Benny on that because it's important we get these things down.
Okay, but he's got medium cover against you.
No, I'm going to keep trying.
You have to put the -2 on.
Don't worry, you missed it anyway.
That's better.
Yeah, even with a -2, it's just a hit. Well done.
What was I getting the -2 for?
Cover. Just because there's
Oh,
stuff in the way, it's sort of
okay.
in between the lines.
Better than nothing.
The wolf is stunned. He has to sort of leap out of the way, and the arrow sort of glances across its back, and it yelps a bit, but it's just a scratch, really. But if you're done, if you want to move the turn up, or you could move some more if you wish.
No, I don't want to run the risk of the wolf number 3 taking a swipe.
Go, Doctor. Go, Doctor.
Right, could we do with some help in this battle?
Yes.
I will play this then. So 8 allies run on and help us.
Okay, so from the town, there's a, fortunately for you, a passing militia patrol. I'll give you each 2 militia to control. I'll use watchmen, that seems quite good.
Thing like this, you'll get them right now.
Oh, give me.
No! Could I have played that card at any time, or only during my turn?
Anytime.
So I could have played that so that Johan could have controlled 2 as well.
You could have.
Am I allowed to pretend I had, as he was just before me, and technically I hadn't had my go, so he could still do his 2 watchmen?
No, sorry, you need to do it. If you'd played it before, you could, but
I haven't
I
done
think
anything, so it's still his turn.
Oh, is it his turn at the moment?
Well, it was his turn, and he sort of passed it to me, but I've not actually done anything other than play the card.
Go on then.
So it could technically be the end of his turn.
Wow, Gaz. Wow.
Got to keep trying. What are you getting at me? We need all the help we can. These wolves aren't going down as easily as those rabbits.
Okay, so Johan, John, you have some militia that you control. 1 second, I'll just share the militia with everyone. There you go, I've just shared that.
They're all exactly the same, yeah?
Yeah, they're all exactly the same. It says watchmen, but they're a Bretonnia patrol.
What's their pace? Their pace is 6, isn't it?
Yeah. You could sprint in if you want.
Can you go diagonally? Sorry.
Yeah.
1,
So what a
2,
diagonal move is still
3,
just 1 move.
4,
It is,
5.
yeah, for simplicity.
Right, he's going to move to there. And he's going to have a go at that wolf. Of course, they're not wild cards, so they don't get the extra d6. But they are extra numbers.
Yeah, you can
Can you move on to Watchman number 6?
certainly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. So he's now getting the gang up. Ganging up 2. He's going to go wild attack as well, I think.
Sadly, yeah, Jack's down, so yeah, you get the gang up 2 and I'll put wild attack on him. Okay, go for it. He charges in. Swearing and Bretonnia. Oh, it's a hit, well done.
He remembers Jacques from when he grew up here, and seeing the poor kid that he remembers from his youth lying on the floor bleeding out makes him go a bit mental.
I like that.
Hang on, why did that do? Oh, hang on, I didn't roll damage. That's why.
Keep hitting.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Charges in and impales the thing on his spear.
Do you know, because I'm going to have to start spending some bennies because I don't think I'm going to have a chance otherwise, so just notice the time. I was expecting it further, but it is. Okay, so can I? Oh, he can. He's fine.
Grrr. Now it's the doctor's go.
Okay. Is it me or can I move any of the three of us first?
Yeah, you can do it in whatever order you want.
I'll do one of the Witchmen first then. Let's make those two first.
You got 7 and 8.
And then move 6.
Yep. 7 seem to be too closest to you.
Okay, I will move number 7. To there. And we'll attack. Spear.
Well, you've got a +1 to hit. You could wild attack as well if you want.
Go on in, what the hell?
They're cannon fodder.
So do I put +3 or does it automatically add it? Ah, there you go.
It adds
So
no
I put
wild attack
+1.
stuff. But,
You've got to remember the multiple opponent one.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't put it onto the target. Okay, hang on, I'll do that
It's
again.
alright, don't worry. Well, yeah, do it again. It's easier.
Yeah, should be a 7, shouldn't it?
I didn't get the
So
+1
that should be
this
an
time.
11.
That
Which should be a +3 in total.
Well,
So
it's
that's
hitting
an
the
11.
Right, okay. God's sake. Messed that up.
Kiss you in your adventure card.
And this will be
I got some good
+2.
ones.
Oh my
Holy
lord,
crap.
that was a lot of rerolls.
Okay.
It's actually more than that because it would have added another 2 for the wild attack.
It's all good.
Oh, it's hadn't got him highlighted, that's why I didn't add it. But yes, okay. So I think it's safe to say he's dead. I'm not bennying that. Or I'm not trying to.
Okay, number 8. Well,
You could get him up to flanking Malagorn immediately to the left.
I was going to try and squeeze just to the left of Malagorn. Can I just get that 1, 2, 3,
I think so.
4, 5, 6 as I can. So he's going to go there, and again, can I put wild attack on him? And we'll attack the one that's fighting Malagorn.
Yeah, Wolf 2, you'll be getting a +2 gang up. Same as if you did Wolf, you'd get a +2 as well.
I'll go for Wolf 2, so he's trying to help out the people here, because you can see 2 of his comrades attacking that one. Trying to get them away from the injured prone guy.
So you should get an overall +4 if you go wild attack.
Put wild attack on number 8, and you need to move the flag down so it's him attacking. Right. Ooh, what happened
Sorry, I got carried away.
Mm.
Right, there you go.
Oh, damn it, just.
Just a +4. Yeah, well, it's that +2 for your companion. Why was it got 2? Sorry.
+2 because
Ganging
there's
up.
2.
Oh, sorry, I see you
Gangers
hitting
up.
that one. Yeah, the one out
Yeah,
there.
number 3 I'm hitting.
Okay, you yell
Number 2.
pain as you strike.
Right. Well, the one that I was going to put next to me so that I had a gang up has now killed the wolf. So never mind. I'm now off on my own. I've got a crossbow.
Yeah, you haven't got the shaken on the other guy to the left, I think.
Yeah, it was the other one.
Number 2 looks shaken to me.
No, that one should be shaken as well. The other one was shaken
Yeah, they're
earlier.
both shaken now. And then you save the wound that would have been caused on the one unshaken on the left.
Oh, yeah, he, if I save the wound, he gets rid of the shaken as well. So.
Good point. Yeah, that's why he's
But
not
he was
shaken.
shaken at a separate time. Does that matter?
Doesn't matter. The second you soak an individual wound, you get rid of any shaken effects.
Okay, there we go. No, not that one.
Other way
The
around,
left
but
on
you were
one.
right.
There you go. That's right.
Oh, dear.
I've got this image of these wolves in the village again, looking really good, and then stopping, getting angry again, and then shaking.
Yeah. Ow, ow.
Okay, I've got a crossbow in hand, so if I want to attack this with a cleaver, what's the steps I have to do and negatives or whatever?
Okay, well, it'll be -2 for switching weapons. You'll have to probably drop the crossbow and pull out the cleaver.
Okay, I will do that. So -2.
You could go wild attack, which should kind of give you +2, but your
Yeah,
parry
but-
will be a lot lower. So you
Power
want,
will become 3. No, I'm going to go wild attack because it's what I do.
At least so far.
Yes.
generally, if you're wild attacking, you really want to kill whatever you're hitting.
I know.
But yeah, go for it. You've got bennies, loads of them.
I may be rolling them.
You will be rolling
I'm
them.
rolling a Benny. Did that include my stuff? Oh yeah, +2 -2. Right, yeah. Right, Benny.
Forget to add your -2 again.
Yeah, it says +2.
Yeah, it's from your wild attack, but you need to add -2 because you're.
Multi-action.
4? I miss. Oh, I need a 5.
He's got a pair of 5. This one hasn't
Let's
wild
try
attacked
again.
previously.
Got yeah. One of these will hit 5.
That one
I'm not
did.
going to get better than that. I can't do a raise, so I just need to get a high wound.
One way, but the evil GM.
Are you? Can I Benny it after you've Bennied it, or is it too late?
No.
Afraid.
Okay, I'll leave it like that. Well, what do you need to?
He needs a 4
prevent
to
this
counteract a
wound?
wound,
You
and
need
in each
4.
raise counteracts a subsequent wound. If he only rolls a
Field.
2,
Bye-bye.
Oh, just wait. Okay. Presume I can't pick up my crossbow now.
No, it'd
That's
be another
too,
action. You
too
could
far.
have,
Yep.
yeah, you could have started next, and you can move though if you wish.
Actually, I've got my cleaver now, haven't I? So I will. Who's next?
Marcus is next.
Marcus. Where's he?
Immediately
There.
2
Okay,
above
yep.
you.
I'll go there. And it might just give him some aid.
If you take a slightly more circuitous route and go to the wolf immediately to his right, immediately to its right, then you're also given an option because you're then ganging up on the one immediately above it as well.
Go on then. I wouldn't think about that, but go on. Oh, when I move my turn, I only want to watch my 8. Ah.
Okay, I may as well move the watchman because it's going to take him forever to move anywhere. Where's 3 and 4? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You can move in between
2,
5 and
3,
6
4,
or 8
5.
and 6.
Shh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go.
Sound of a dwarf thinking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to move this one yet, so as I don't get the bonus, but I'm moving 3 and he'll get the bonuses. 1 +2 bonus.
Is it a maximum +2? You can't get a +3, can you?
Well, yeah, I can get
No,
more.
it's 4 from angle.
No, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 are fighting it. Okay.
Yeah, if you're fighting wolf, there's 4 on that, including the new guy.
The new guy's not there yet.
Yeah, I was talking about Watchman 3 being the new guy.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, 4 opponents in total.
What the hell's the weapons in this thing?
The top
On
of
the combat tab.
combat.
Oh, okay.
You wild attacking?
Yeah, give me wild attack, please.
Might as well for them.
You may as well get 4 wild attack as well when it comes up his turn. Why did that not roll on that?
Are you having blood spot problems again? Oh,
No, it wasn't blood spot. It's just that it was. I rolled it on the red bit. It didn't work. So he hits.
kiss you in that card, guys.
He's on
Hey,
hard.
you give me a good card there, haven't you?
Okay, Watchman 4 comes in, so he gets the +5 bonus.
+4.
+5.
No,
Okay.
+4.
Yeah, can I
Ganging
get
up
+4?
5 opponents, max +4.
Weathers are gang up +5 plus opponents on the.
Because it's always one less.
It's not
Yeah.
5.
Which gives you a +4 bonus.
Yeah, but I said. Oh, don't matter. I was using gang up 4 opponents. This is gang up 5 opponents.
That's gang up 5 opponents
Yeah.
will give you a +4 plus your wild attack. Mean
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was doing, but then someone says it wasn't doing it.
+6.
And I was going, I was doing it! Arr! I was doing it right.
He's hit with a crossbow though, not his. That matters.
Oh, it doesn't matter, it's the same dice.
Okay. Same damage as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. They do D6, D6 on both. Nice explosion.
Goes for a different target though. It's 5. It's a 5. Yeah, I would have hit anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, then it's me. I look around at the people all around me and I go to myself, it's a wonderful world. I'm going to use my special, which is
what's the special?
one where I can attack 3 times at once.
Oh, you want
Forgot.
rapid attack on you?
Yeah. Don't give me wild attack though. Just rapid attack. Is it under effects or?
It is, yeah.
Okay, and everyone gives me. All the ones I'm going to fight are going to give me 1 bonus for 2 opponents. So it's going to be number 7, number 6, and number 3.
Okay. Well, you can apply them after actually. If you just do your left click, pick it up,
Okay.
and right click twice and drop them in the chat, or drop them on one of them and then. Miss.
Okay, I'm Benny that. I didn't put the plus bonuses in there, but they're all minuses in there. Let's try this again.
Oh, you got one at least.
Check the other 2 though, because he gets a +1 bonus on Wolf 6 and a +2 bonus on Wolf 3. Or are you you're just attacking Wolf 6 3 times?
No, I'm attacking 7, 6, and 3. Let's see.
If you go from the top, that's a 7, a 4, and a 3. Bonuses.
Oh no! It actually what it means is 7, a 4, and a 3, which means all 3 would hit. Yep.
7, a 4, and a 3. Why was the 3 hitting? Oh, the wild attack. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All 3 hit, so I don't get any bonuses, but I'll just do the damage.
Then you get a raise on the first one.
In the first 7.
Yeah, 7 versus 3.
But this, depends which one the 7's against.
Oh, it is.
so-
Yeah, you can throw
He's got
another.
the little cross swords is a wild attack icon, isn't it?
He's got a wound. That was the first one.
Okay.
Doesn't matter about the raise you see because he got a wound already. If I do a raise with him, what do I do? Roll the dice 6 and see what happens.
You know the plus damage die by the modifier box. If you pick that up and drop it in the chat window. Yeah,
Would have been
one
just a 10.
One more damage on toughness 4. It's still, yeah, still 1 wound. How's it going to Benny?
Okay.
You've got rid of that.
Ooh, that looks good.
I could
Oh.
have done anything.
Keep in that one as well.
Is that 1 wound? Oh, go
Yep.
on. You can stop after this fight anyways. We'll try and keep me little wolves alive. Oh, he does, he said.
And wolf 3.
That was the last one.
There we go. One died. Hopefully.
And I am out of bennies, you'll all be pleased to know.
Bye. That was all my
Well
guys'
done,
turns
well
over. Not really, I could have killed 3 of them. If I hadn't got the limb headings. You did that attack first. We used to use up loads of any then.
He's gone on to Watchman 3 because we can't move him on.
You need to move him on to Malagant because Jax is down currently.
Must be embarrassing for the soldier when the doctor does more, kills more.
Well, you're a wild card, that's what it means. Is there any kind of bleeding out mechanic in this, or is it just we have to get to him before the...
Let's roll on the incapacitation tables for him, shall we?
I
incapacitation
knew that
table?
had gone to him.
He is indeed bleeding out. Well, on the injury table, he's got a permanent injury.
But it doesn't affect his navigation.
Blind.
That would suck. He is also bleeding out. I'll look at that in a minute.
The red button doesn't do anything for us.
You should if... Oh, it should. On the guts, his agility reduced by a die type. That's not too bad.
He's bleeding out, so how long's that leave? Like 1 turn or something? Or what? How long when's he die?
I'll find out in a moment. I've forgotten actually, it's pretty nasty the bleeding out. I think it's like, oh, you need to make a vigour check, I think, each turn or die. I'll start it next turn, because I should have done it really when he went down. So.
Oh, Malagant!
Bleeding out, a vigour roll at the start of each round after the one of which was injured, so start of the next round. A success is okay. A raise he stops bleeding, and a failure he dies.
And that's before action cards are dealt.
So I guess it's kind of up to you, Malagant, to save him if that's what you want to do.
Unless we get to go before him. Next round.
No,
You might
because
pass
the
his
roll is before you draw cards.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
So, what do I have to roll?
Well, he's in front of you. If you... The thing is, healing check takes ages. It's really hard doing combat, actually. Let me just... 10 minutes to do a healing on someone, but let me check the bleeding.
If only he was a wild card.
Doesn't actually recover any wounds though, it's just stopping the bleeding, so...
True, yeah.
Not full on heal, is it?
Yeah, other characters can try to stop the victim's bleeding, make a healing roll. Yeah, it's not full on healing, yeah, you're right. So it's just a healing check. It's a... Yeah, it's just to stop the healing, yeah. So, for use of healing skill to recover actual... Yeah, there's no minus to it, so that's fine.
Okay, here goes.
Good luck.
Do you have healing? Oh, he does. It's a fail, I'm afraid, because of the pain you're in. You're a -1 whenever you've got a wound, because, well, for each wound.
Benny.
Yeah.
You wanna lose
You
that?
mate, Benny.
Yeah, might as well use up all your pennies because you might be ending in like.
Yeah, you just do.
You saved him.
He's no longer bleeding out.
All that training at your university paid
You
off.
sorted out his crotch wound.
He's still got cracked ribs, though, you'll notice. Yeah, it's crotch ribs. However, you're not over yet. Well, I suppose you could move as well, actually, Malagon, if you want, though. Oh, you could, because that wolf next to you is shaken, so you can get away from him if you want without him biting you.
But the other wolf is
Not
shaking.
Oh.
right now.
Yeah, sorry, it was a trap. Don't listen to him, it's a trap.
Nice try.
You've got to move your henchman now.
You could get one of them to dash. If he gets at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3 on his dash roll, he'll be able to plug the hole between Marcus and the doctor.
Which one am I controlling?
The 2 in the bottom
Bottom
left,
two.
number 2 and the one without a number.
You've got the last 2 to control.
Sorry, how do you tell which corresponds with the one in the tracker?
You mouse over them, you should get a little tooltip of their name.
And they're highlighted on the...
There's a little white circle around him
Yeah.
No,
on
I'm
the
not,
picture.
I'm not getting any of these.
Okay, at the bottom left of the map, you might need to scroll down a bit actually to see him. You should have 2.
Oh yeah.
One of them's got a white circle around him, and earlier I'll reshare it actually. There you are. You should have a watchman sheet somewhere in front of you now, and you can use that for his stats.
By the way, the spears have got a reach, so you don't actually need to be that close to them. You can...
Well, that's a good point.
Stand behind
He could stab through you.
So that would be a move of 8. Is that possible?
Yes, but you'd need to roll a on his skills tab for the watchman. Setting line down to drive stacks, you've got a pace 1. If you double click that little square box for the running, you can make him run. Oh, there you go. He runs 9 in total. So yeah, you've done it. You'll be at -2 because you're rushing. So you can have an attack at -2 if you want.
Wow, the turn.
You're also going to be getting a +3 from other people in fighting with him.
So +1, and then the wild attack's another +2, gives him a 4. Which one were you attacking?
The one in front of Malakont directly.
Okay, so that's because he's that one. Shaking will be a wild attack, so he's easier to hurt now. He's stunned. So if you drag and drop the damage dice onto the token, it applies it automatic for me, and I don't have to work it out.
Wild attack would make that an 11, not a 9 as well. That's better.
That's better.
A 14, not a 12.
Okay, he's most definitely dead. I suppose it could be a she-wolf. It's a she-wolf. In either case, she's dead.
You moved her off. Nope. You can hit the one diagonally for you. You can't reach
Still
one.
hit the one immediately north of Marcus.
Oh, we didn't apply -2 for running. Or, well,
He wasn't running, he was only 6 to get there.
oh, was he? Okay. Oh no, the last one ran, didn't
Oh,
it?
this
Yeah, the
one.
last one
You
did.
did do -2.
Yeah, because he got a +3, because he had
So you
3
gave
for the
him a
ganging up,
+1.
2 for the wild attack, gives him a +5.
Yeah.
-2 gave him a +3.
Alright.
+1 is the 4. And it was shaken, as you said, so its parry was lower.
And it had a wild attack on it, so.
So this one, you have a plus
Plus
1.
2. Malagorn and Marcus.
Why isn't that getting all the benefits?
Because I'd not put wild attack on. It was just my fault.
So with wild attack, you got a 6.
Yep, so it's a hit. So drop me damage down.
I'm glad Mulligan's henchmen were better.
Other than henchmen overall have been, I believe the term is clutch.
You're
Maybe we
lucky
have
you
to
had these extra.
We just need to get ahead of them in the queue next turn.
Come on, I want a Joker. This is what I need. Damn it! Oh, he's
No, Jacques, who's unconscious.
unconscious, but and damn it, look who's next. It's Mark. Finish him off, Mark.
Well,
I'm
we can't
actually-
kill anything.
I am. Oh. Where's 3 and 4? There's 3.
They're on the
1,
other side of the battle.
2. Right, he's going to attack first, and he doesn't get a bonus. Oh yeah,
Plus 2 for wild attacking, assumingly.
it's already on the card.
He's not
on
highlighted though
Can
yet.
you do number 3, please? I'm playing number 3 first. Yeah, thank you. This time I'm going to use the right weapon. Hit.
It takes him out because he hasn't got any more bennies left.
Yeah.
And
Someone
I move Watchman 4 over to here.
Yeah, why is that wolf yellow while the others were red?
We'll never know.
He's an ally.
Neutral wolf.
Not neutral wolf yet.
Can you give me Watchman 4 now, please?
That's better.
You use it.
Yeah, we didn't realise these wolves were actually here to help us. We just killed them
In a
all.
minute, the deer's going to get up and go, "You have destroyed my captor.
You shaking?
For that, I am grateful, and will give you a merciful death."
Okay, it's yeah. I'll go to Mago now. Can I start doing some healing on the officer?
You can, though. Healing takes 10 minutes, so it'll actually be all you do for the rest of the combat if you do.
Yeah, that's all I'll do for the rest of the combat then, because there's nothing else. I'll let
You
I'll let someone else kill the
You
other
can
guy.
leave the doctor to help the injured soldier if you prefer. Well, the soldier actually tried
I
to
was
kill
very
something.
caring and considerate. What did I roll now or roll later?
You can, yeah, roll now. Oh, he's at minus 1 for his wounds, but that's still enough. Cool. You'll be able to sort of get him patched up.
And that was Mago.
Now it's the doctor.
I should have turned off rapid attack, by the way, because it's gone. It was only for 1 turn. Yeah.
Right.
You've got a +1 from.
Where's the
Watchman.
knight?
Unless you want to bring Watchmen 7 and 8 in first.
Yeah, I might bring them in first.
They won't get there easily.
Okay, so Watchman 7.
Might as well attack, just in case.
Plus
Plus
2.
2 for ganging up.
How good's your doctor's healing anyway?
Oh, okay. So it explodes on his dice. Okay, make a roll. You might well take the wolfie down.
We don't mind. Only think you did.
Oh yeah.
I'll heal you, Jax. We don't want you to miss your girlfriend by dying.
So is Jack's healed now? Is he recovering?
Yeah, he's sore. I've not done it really how you should do per the rules with him, but you'll be able to get him up. He's still looking a bit sore, but you managed to heal him up. It takes a while after.
I'll have a chat with the
I'll pick up my
watchman
crossbow.
in the meantime, because I'm assuming there as being like itinerant peasantry watchman types, they probably don't speak Reichspiel.
No, they'll be able to speak to you, and they'll say,
Merci, monsieur, basically. Thank you for the help. Do the wolves in this area normally lay ambush?
there's something not right with the animals here. They've been very aggressive. They've killed a couple of people today. We've been hunting them down the best we can.
There were some very vicious rabbits further up the path, whence we came. We dealt with them, but they seemed to be aggressive and carnivorous. They had eaten one of their number.
They sort of look at each other and say, "We've seen strange behaviour with the animals here. The birds are the worst. It seems that they've all taken to eating flesh."
Aye, well, I suspect you all have tasks to take. Merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much for your assistance.
What are you doing up here? As you should be.
I gesture down at Jacques. We are seeking his lost love. Apparently, Claude, her father, brought her up here. Her name is Rosalind. Father Claude was the woodsman at the town. I suspect that we will, as long as they are safe, we will probably attempt to bring them back to the fair city of Chantillon, where I suspect they will be safer there.
Well, good luck to you, but he doesn't like visitors, and he even less likes people trying to see his daughter. And we're not even sure she is in there. We passed by, but he always threatens us with that blunderbuss he's got.
Oh,
so
thank you for
we
the warning.
avoid the place.
We will reason with him. I am sure he can be spoken with like a sane gentleman. And if not, some of my fellows here will be able to flank around the back of the hut and break in. But we'll let you know how that goes.
Well, good luck with it, and stay safe. Keep close here.
Ennui. Good night.
I think I'm going to bring the curtain down on it for this evening. Seems like a suitable place to do it, and
13 minutes to 11.
yeah, we shall continue next time.
Cool.
I think we were in trouble if we didn't have that card in use.
I think it goes without saying that card was in use. One thing I'm going to do, just in case, and we are obviously using these cards before the game ends, just have a search around the area.
None of our characters wounded.
Yeah, Malagant got a wound, didn't he?
He doesn't have the red thing on his character picture.
If something happens with the patch for some reason, it's not giving the blood splats, but he has indeed got a wound, so he could do with being healed.
Hot iron and whiskey, well done. He's already got a permanent scar, so.
Well, I guess it's probably, Malagant will deliver a rousing speech while Marcus uses hot iron and whiskey to. I suppose it'd be brandy, wouldn't it, out here? Hot iron and brandy.
And Johan will have a quick search through the bushes in case there's anything of interest. If there is, he finds it.
Well, that card doesn't affect creatures or beasts.
The card there, Malagorn, that's played on you, it's kind of up to you really. I'll say whether you want it, because it'll give you a scar. I think we said, where did you get hit? You got hit in the stomach, didn't you? And the guts. So really it'll only be if your torso is sort of showing, you'll have like a bite mark on there permanently, which you can note on your character. So if you're topless, you have a -1 charisma, I guess, depending on who you're speaking to, I guess. Some people like scars.
Alright.
If you don't want to take that, you can go down the route of trying to have your wounds healed through the skill, which is more difficult.
No, that's cool.
Character building. So if you want to note that on your sheet.
Doctor in the house. I'm here. I can heal it. I have my papers and everything.
Too late, done.
Put that iron down.
Already happened.
The patch job you've done on him. Look at it. You can see the teeth marks and everything still.
Well, if you would stop taking over my job and do your own job, then I wouldn't have to take your job over.
You need me to take over your job.
You just said that first. You just can't repeat back to me what I said.
I mean, if you remind me next time, Doctor, I'll give you a Benny at the start for playing your delusion a bit then. So I'll not give it you now because it'd be tight because we're finishing.
Yes, right.
Yeah, you can get the Benny and then they reset.
Yeah. So Malagorn, you deliver a rousing speech which keeps all the militia occupied for
At bay.
But none of them understand him.
Yeah, maybe they'll turn vampiric in a couple of seconds and try to eat us.
And I searched the area.
Sadly, there's not really anything. Well, I suppose I'll give you some more indication that something's not right. Some curse is plaguing the land here.
Well, if you want me to do a different one instead, I'll do that one.
Oh, get a clue. Oh,
Which is probably a better one to play in this instance then.
it is. Yeah.
Cards?
He gets an extra one because he's got a permanent enemy who he can't soak wounds against. Which will be nasty.
That's the third card.
That's not bad.
There's a good one. The one character getting double pace for around that can be surprisingly useful. I've used that really to my advantage before now.
Did you already play 2 cards?
Oh yeah, I played 2. I'm not playing that.
But they reset now, so he's not using it, it's just showing us what he had.
Yeah, I was just...
Okay.
Give us a clue. In your reading of the past, Johan, you'll have read books which perhaps even more sort of fairy tales of that kind of nature really, but of demonic entities which can have a plague upon the area, causing creatures to behave weirdly. You think there's perhaps some I don't know how well you'd know the chaos powers, but perhaps some link to Slanesh there and sort of hedonistic desires of eating whatever they want and delighting in the pleasures of the flesh. There is sorry, I'm thinking really how much to give you.
Okay. If you think of anything else, tell me before the beginning of next game. But there's obviously something supernatural and weird going on with possession of some kind, yeah?
Yeah, I'll perhaps give you a more solid clue. I'll have a think about it because it's one of them where I don't want to give away too much, but I want to give you something a bit more. And X, but everyone gets.
Oh, thanks very much. I love X.
So you should all have
Cool.
got 2 X per appear on.
Yep.
There's a 3x for defeating the evil on this hill. So possibly you might get an advance at the end of next week.
Yep. All we have to do is kill the deer and we get 3x because that's on the hill.
Further.
Not that one.
Oh.
Cool. Thank you very much. It was great fun.
Yep. Thanks.
Hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah,
We'll
thanks.
continue next
See ya.
Okay, guys. See you later.
User
Okay.
disconnected from
Have a
your
nice week.
channel.
Thanks again.
See you next week.
User disconnected from your channel.